Welcome, everyone, to TJ and the Grumpy Old Man. I'm your host, TJ, and with me here, as always, is the Grumpy Old Man. They say there's no shame in his game because he's always the same.
That's me.
Also with us, consistent and reoccurring guest on the show, Son X. How are you doing
Son
this
X.
Sunday evening, Son X?
The legendary Son X.
Excited for the show.
Was that Son X? Couldn't hear you.
Oh, I said doing well, can't complain. I'm excited for the show.
That's right. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. This is a twice a week all sports podcast that takes place every single Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and every single Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're new to the channel, we invite you to stick around a while. We invite you to subscribe on YouTube, to like on Facebook, and to follow on Twitter. We talk anything and everything sports on this show. We talk NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, world football, college athletics. We talk everything sports and much, much more. So we invite you to stick around. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, like on Facebook, and follow on Twitter. Also, a good way to let us know that you enjoy the content we're putting out is to leave a thumbs up. Apparently, that helps the algorithm and gets mine, the Grumpy Old Man, and Son X's word out to the masses.
That's right.
Apparently, it helps the algorithm.
Apparently it does. Well, tonight we've got a lot to talk about. We always do. I feel like it's redundant to say that at the beginning of every show, but it is true. The NFL Combine took place. There's a lot of eyes on that this weekend. Some guys moving up the board in a big way. Some guys kind of faltering a little bit there and showing some holes in the game. Also, March Madness Selection Sunday is going to be, I think, this next Sunday, right, guys?
Next week. This is championship week to find out the conference champions. Going to be exciting. I think, I don't think there's any clear favorite. Usually it's all the blue bloods, and I'm still looking at Kansas, right? Kansas got rolled by Texas yesterday, but I think it's going to be a really great March Madness, probably because there's no dominant teams, if you know what I mean. It's like, I think anyone can win. I think it's great. It's great.
Yeah. And, we're going to talk about, obviously, that. We're going to talk a little bit about Taylor Lewan and I think just athletes in general. So I know it's broad, but I'm leaving that ambiguous for the most part for a reason. We'll talk about Pat McAfee. I know we're late to the party on this, and this is like ancient news, but Pat McAfee is being sued by Brett Favre. We'll talk a little bit about that too,
as well as Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp also being sued by Brett Favre.
Shannon Sharp, he's got the pockets of ESPN to support him, right? Or is it Fox Sport? He's on Fox Sport, right?
He's the Fox now.
Yeah, he's on Fox Sport with Skip Bayless.
Yeah. Yep.
So, he's McAfee obviously being, more of an individual. It's a little different. But, there's a lot to talk about here today. And, no better to start off with a little NFL action. NFL Combine took place this last week. Grump and X, let me hear your takes on it. Who were the best performers? Who were you shocked and impressed by?
Before we get into that, because I did a lot of research on this, by the way, I watched the NFL Combine to the wee hours of the morning yesterday. Are we going to talk about Lamar Jackson today?
Yes. Yeah, I've got Lamar Jackson on the list. I really don't think it's a big.
You didn't.
I don't think it's okay. Real quick, I don't think it's that big of a story, but yes, he's on the list.
Okay. Well, I like talking to Lamar Jackson and where he could possibly land. Okay. What did we learn with the NFL Combine? Let's go to the quarterback position, right? Everyone was saying, hey, who's going to be the hero of the Combine? And, say how Anthony Richardson did. And he tested really, really well for a big guy. I think he's 6'3.5", 244 pounds. He ran a 4.4340, jumped, was it 11.1?
He had a 40.50 vert, and his broad jump was 10.09.
10.09. Okay. I mean, record-breaking numbers for all that stuff, right? Tremendous athlete. And that's great. That's great. But I like to watch how they do on the field. That's what, okay, yeah, you can run. I don't even watch them run 40-yard dashes, yawn, snooze. But I do want to see how they throw the ball. And I thought he was everything that he's been advertised to be. Has a big arm, but he's not super accurate. He just isn't. I was more impressed with Will Levis And I thought that C.J. Stroud was the best of all the quarterbacks. But here's a guy who impressed me tremendously yesterday, who I said never had a shot of being drafted, Stetson Bennett.
I knew you were going to say Stetson Bennett. Jesus
but he
Christ.
looked really good. Stetson Bennett will get drafted. He will get drafted. He will make an NFL roster. He looked good yesterday.
Yeah, he looks. You're going to look good when you're 20. What is he? 27, 26 years old, competing against 21-year-old.
I believe he's 25.
Okay,
he's 25. Yep.
Don't try to add more years onto his life, please. 25.
You know, he's up there in age. You don't really see guys at 25 years old entering the NFL draft.
He's got 4 majors and 7 minors.
There it is. But you were impressed. Well, Grumpy, you kind of led us all over the place there. But you know, I do want to bring up here. You mentioned about it because you brought up a whole bunch of different topics. I do want to kind of talk about them, right? Anthony Richardson was a guy who has been right. He was supposed to be the darling after how well he tested. 40 great, broad jump great, all over the place. Never has a quarterback as big as him. He weighed in like 240 something, run a 40 as fast as he has. So, you know, all the eyes and the people were clamoring after him. Oh, he's got a great deep ball. And he does have a really strong arm. But, you know, you watch some of these short routes, and these are what I'm sure you're talking about, Grump. It leaves a little left to be desired. I mean, when you're watching these here, Grumpy, these are just little, I mean, these are mid-game. These are short passes, get to the sideline, pick up enough for a first down. And I mean, he's just behind, kind of a little bit behind. In the NFL, that gets picked. If there's a corner on your ass in man coverage, that's going to the house the other direction.
I always
throw a ball like that behind.
I always thought that he was a quarterback in college, tremendous athlete, has all the measurables, but he definitely needs coaching. He needs to be coached up.
Do you have anything on C.J. Stroud?
Or can we finish talking about it?
Yeah,
I could get stuff pulled up on C.J. Stroud. Give me a second, but I thought we want to talk about Richardson for a second.
Okay, that's fine. I just want to make sure we pull up the guys that I mentioned. That's all.
This is one of them you mentioned, Grump.
Yeah. Yes.
You see, have nothing else to say on him.
No. I was letting X talk. Go ahead, X.
I was saying he does have a cannon. I don't know if you have the video of him throwing the long ball as well, but very powerful arm.
Yeah, I'll get that pulled up here. Yeah, he does. There've been a lot of guys who've had very powerful arms in the past. It does not result in being a successful quarterback in the NFL. That's for certain.
It's if he can get the coaching, he can be more accurate. That's his big thing.
He's a project.
Yes.
He's going to be a project. He's got all the tools, but can he convert it? Who's going to roll the dice? He will go in the first round
for certain.
Where, you know, who are you looking at? Is it going to be early in the first? Now you're hearing rumblings. Oh, he's going to be the number 1 pick. No way he's the number 1 pick. I can't see it. Like I said, I was impressed tremendously by C.J. Stroud. Really
okay, gotcha. We will give it to you in a second, Grumpy, and then we can keep pulling that up. But I'm going to get that pulled up with this bomb here, X. And I believe this is the one that you're talking about where he throws it. I mean, hits a guy in stride. He's got an extremely strong and powerful arm. But you're right, a project.
How these drills went, they had 3 passes in a row down the, as far as they could throw it.
Mm-hmm.
And there was quite a few guys who got it out there to the 30, and Richardson was one of them.
Well, I mean, you look at that. I mean, that's with ease. He's not stepping into it like that, or he's not like crow hopping, ready to launch it as far as he can. That's just a smooth, that's just like, I don't have to alter my mechanics at all. Whoop. And I mean, honestly, he really didn't even step into that ball that much. He does have a long delivery. I think he's a guy who you look at how long it takes to get the ball out of his hand, right? You know, when they start to nitpick, because that's what they're going to start doing. This guy maybe won't get his nitpicked as much as others just because he's known to be a very, very raw player. But this is a guy to where he does have kind of that long motion there with Richardson.
He's going to need to be coached up. Without a doubt, he's going to need to be coached up.
That's C.J. Stroud underthrowing.
Yeah, his first one was an underthrow. Yeah, but after that, he was fine. And Stetson Bennett was really good on all 3 of his down to the 30. He stunned me with how well he played. That one there, guys got to catch that.
Okay,
through
a little bit. Oh, He overthrew him a little bit. I like CJ Stroud. I've told you before, he's the best quarterback. He's the most NFL ready quarterback out of this year's class. If you're picking a quarterback first overall, that's the one you pick.
I
And
agree.
his last one, if you
Was that
look,
X? Okay.
I was just saying, I
Go ahead,
agree. I
Frank,
think CJ Stroud's the best quarterback in this draft. I've said it since the beginning, since before the combine. I thought he was the best quarterback coming out of college.
And that's the last pass right there from CJ Stroud. Is that the one you wanted to talk about, Grump? Or this
no,
one
it was the one previous. This might be it right here.
It's
no,
just showing it from a different angle.
It's the next one. It's the next one. Where he hits him in stride down around the 27. Here's the thing. His last throw was his best.
Well, this is now not Stroud, but I'll pull up that last throw here you're looking for. He's the best. He's best at hitting the short routes, the intermediate routes, and the deep ball. He's somewhat proficient in too. He's the best, most complete quarterback that they've got out there. That's the pass you're talking about, right, Grump?
Yeah, where he threw down to 25. No one got it to the 25.
Okay, Richardson has a stronger arm than CJ Stroud.
I'm not saying he doesn't. Will Levis is another guy who can really throw the ball. He looked really good too. And I'm not, okay, that's like, hey, this is the Josh Allen drill. That's what they call it, the Josh Allen drill. They also showed highlights of him throwing where he's waiting for guys. He's not even running. Guys are taking off, and then he's like, okay, now I'll throw it out there. It was tremendous, Josh Allen. But like I said, for Richardson, where could you see him going? I know it's early in the process, but do you think top 10? I think top 10.
I don't know. Depends. He's a project and a big one at that. I think Levis has a higher draft stock than he does. I think Levis is still a guy who, has potential to continue to improve. Richardson has a lot more question marks than answers to him.
He's going to need to be coached up.
Yeah, all these guys are.
Yeah,
I agree, but I think you're going to see teams take a risk and a gamble on him, though, because you can't teach measurables.
If you're taking Bryce Young's going to be one of those guys who goes, right? You talk about the quarterbacks that will go before Richardson, Stroud, Bryce Young, and Levis. All three of those quarterbacks are going before Anthony Richardson. Just comes down to what team finds him. That's a guy who might slide a little bit on the board, too.
I don't know.
He misses every intermediate pass and short pass. He's completely inaccurate on.
I agree. But what coach doesn't say, hey, you know what? We can turn this is exactly what we want. Frank Reich with Carolina, perhaps.
Carolina has the 8th overall pick?
9th overall pick. What about Atlanta at number 7 or number 8?
He just released I think recently.
Last year they drafted a kid from Liberty, Malik Willis. You remember that?
No. He went to Tennessee. They have Desmond Ryder from Cincinnati.
Desmond Ryder, that's right. Yeah. So they drafted. What was Ryder? 3rd round pick.
3rd round pick. But let's say okay. But here's the thing. Okay, we picked Desmond Ryder. We just cut Marcus Mariota. Yeah. Okay, we're going to bring in a veteran. Who's to say they can't say let's bring in Richardson as well? May the best man win.
If he goes to Atlanta, he'll fail. There's the chances that he will fail not being in the right system are much higher. He's a guy who's going to have to sit on the bench for probably at least 2 years to have any sort of shot. The only type of place a guy like Richardson works is a team that has an older quarterback that still has a few years left under contract that they expect to still be successful for, and you're drafting the next guy. So when he's 2-3 years of NFL experience, will be ready to play.
How's this for spitballing? Maybe he gets picked by the Jets. They sign a veteran quarterback, and maybe they draft Richardson. Okay.
Why would they do that?
Why not? Your scenario. Let's say they get Aaron Rodgers, who's got how many years left? Couple of years left. You let Richardson learn underneath Rodgers, and then he's ready to step in a couple of years.
Yeah. I don't see that at all. Why?
Okay.
I mean, the Jets, right? If you're going to sign Aaron Rodgers as a free agent, you're not going to say, hey, Aaron Rodgers, I know you weren't too happy that Green Bay continued to draft backup quarterbacks and a running back when you guys already had Aaron Jones. You went ahead and drafted another running back as your 1st and 2nd picks in that year's draft. But hey, if you come and sign with the Jets, we're going to go ahead and draft a quarterback with our 1st round pick.
But
no way.
He's 40. So, how many years do you think he's got left? Just a couple. That's it. He's done. He's not the same guy he was a couple of years ago. He's just not.
He's 39.
He'll be
39.
40 when the okay, but he'll be 40 when the season starts, right?
No, December 13th, he turns 40. So he'll be 39 pretty much the entire year. But like, that's a guy that he's not a long-term solution. That there's a lot of ifs in this scenario. The Jets are not drafting another quarterback this early.
Okay.
I think they're going to try to roll their hand out. I don't know. The Jets, well,
Offensive. They should go offensive line. They should go offensive line the first round.
they're in no man's land with how the team's structured. Their team is flawed, as many are. But right, if you have Rodgers, that's a temporary fix, and he'll be a good fix for a few years. Who's next? That's what you always think about. Who's next? Who's the guy there for them? I think Richardson is a guy who the combine, he looks so great. How he throws on pro day is going to be important too. Better hope to have a fucking better pro day than he had combine throwing the football.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was saying that was the issues that I saw with him playing at Florida is he missed a lot of open passes. He seemed like a guy who felt more comfortable running the ball as opposed to passing.
And when you have a guy with a mindset like that, it's tough. It's tough to work through. I mean, like, Jalen, usually guys who have that Jalen Hurts is not a run first mentality type of player, but I didn't think Jalen Hurts is going to be anywhere near as successful as he is in the NFL. I don't see his success being something long term either. So I don't know. Richardson's a guy, the biggest question mark around him with a lot. Levis impressed he didn't impress this year for Kentucky. And I think that's what had, what did he hurt?
He was hurt. He had a foot injury that bothered him the whole year.
Yeah, he didn't impress.
Yeah, he lost a lot of guys from Kentucky to graduation. He wasn't able to run the balls efficiently. Kentucky wasn't as good as they previously were. But I thought he looked good in the combine also, particularly like I said, those intermediate passes. Those are the ones. Okay, like I said, it's great for the Tarzan. The Tarzan drill is great, but how many times are you throwing, 60-yard passes in the air?
The bombs absolutely mean so little to me. If you're going to get drafted as a quarterback in the first round, you're going to go as an early pick in all likelihood if you have talent. Your team, if you're going to be drafted early in the first round, your offensive line is not going to be good enough to allow you to have 5 seconds or 6 seconds back there in the pocket to allow your wide receiver to go ahead and break, if they're getting pressed at the line of scrimmage by a corner, to break that off and then to get 40 or 50 yards downfield for you to launch that thing. They're not going to have enough time. So being able to throw those short and intermediate passes is an absolute must. It allows for early success and allows for your team to as well string some drives together and some yards. The fact that Richardson can't do that is a big, scary issue. Teams are going to draft him just because of the measurables, what he did, but he's got a lot of room to go. I like Stroud. He's the most successful out of that group, in my opinion. Bryce Young is just another one of these Alabama quarterbacks.
I'll say one thing. I agree with you. I think Stroud's the number one, but I think a lot of teams value the long ball, especially in nowadays game. You see a lot more teams throwing deep passes than they ever did before. I don't think you can just write off the long balls like, oh, this isn't really as important to look at as opposed to shorter passes. Yes, I agree. You should be able to hit the shorter passes, but I think the long ball is just as important.
How many guys? But for me, not everybody can throw the ball 70 yards in the air like Josh Allen. So, I mean, you go with what you got. So I just consider that just the Tarzan drill. I get more out of the intermediate drills, throwing the out pass, throwing back shoulder, which they did a lot of that stuff. And to me, CJ Stroud looked the best out of everybody yesterday when it came to that. And I thought Levis looked good as well.
Yeah. Bryce Young measured in at 5'10" and 1/8 of an inch midget.
He's the same height as Kyler Murray, except he was 3 pounds less than Kyler Murray was at the combine.
How has Kyler Murray worked out?
Okay, like Kyler Murray has looked good, but he doesn't like to study, right? That's his biggest thing.
He sucks.
When you have to put a study clause in your contract for a quarterback, that's a problem. But also, Kyler Murray was shorter than Bryce Young because they just rested the thing on top of his hair.
I'm just saying what they listed them as in the draft. Or sorry, in the combine.
5'10" and 1/8 inch. The track record for successful quarterbacks at that height is not robust. So, small, slight, a guy who Okay, Kyler Murray played in the Wild West in the Big 12 at that time period for Oklahoma. With Alabama, you played tough defenses, but Bryce Young played with the best offensive line, the best running back, the best wide receiver crew. So,
Yep.
I don't know. A guy like Bryce Young is.
You remember we talked, I think, last show on guys who don't throw or don't participate in the drills. And Bryce Young, they saw his stock drop over. If you listen to people, he's dropping now because these other guys look so good. I mean, I don't pay that much attention to him, but I would have liked to see Bryce Young throw in the same conditions as these other guys. I really would have. He didn't, but I'm sure he's going to have a great pro day. The biggest thing for him was his size. When you look at a guy like that, he's going to have deeper drops, right?
Yep.
That, you can't, it's not like, okay, 2-step drop, I'm going to throw the ball. I think that's a struggle for shorter quarterbacks.
You can't run anything in a pro formation and expect to throw the football because of how long it's going to take for your little ass to get back there. And it's they call it a 3-step drop for Kyler Murray and AKA Bryce Young. I was about to say it's more of like a 4 or 5-step drop. That extra step adds up, and how long it takes you to start to get to where, hey, I'm reading the field too. Yeah,
right.
No.
But what
Guys
you're seeing
like
now,
tough to succeed.
But what you're seeing now, the Patrick Mahomes effect, the Josh Allen effect, name your quarterbacks. Guys have to be able to throw off platform now. And I think you're going to see that from Richardson, if he gets a little bit more accurate. Levis has that ability also. So does Bryce Young. And that was the one thing that C.J. Stroud said, that, he was not really afforded that opportunity. I mean, I always thought he was a pretty good athlete. He just didn't run the ball a whole lot. And you think that's hurt him in the evaluation process, that, he didn't run the ball like the other quarterbacks had. And I agree. I think it's hurt him.
The guy can run, though.
Exactly.
He's fast.
Yeah, I'm rooting for him. He seems like a nice guy. They all seem like nice guys, right? What do we know? But like I said, he impressed me, as did Stetson Bennett. I mean, if you want to bring up some of those Tarzan drills for Stetson Bennett, you look at every single one. I was like, holy crap, Stetson Bennett. For me to even comment on him after I totally dissed him should tell you how he looked. And he looked pretty good in the intermediate stuff too. I thought Levis and Stroud were the two best at the intermediate stuff, though.
Technically, based on his age, he should be in the prime of his career. Right
there you go. He should be in the prime of his career.
Well, we did get him running from he outran this vehicle, Grumpy.
Look at how fast he is.
Boom, baby. A 4.67 40-yard dash.
Yep.
Let me see here. Let's see. Grumpy, if you can flip your mic in the middle there so you can hit it every time you put your hand. He hits him in stride. He's got a strong arm. He's just not a guy at all I'd have interest in drafting unless he drops.
Now, how tall did he measure in?
He's like 6'1", 6'2".
Okay, I didn't know he was that tall.
He was great in the Tarzan drill. Great. Everything was at the 30. Every single ball landed at the 30. I mean,
I feel like they said Tarzan drill, so now Grumpy's saying that every single chance he's
no, they didn't. They called it the Josh Allen drill. I call it the Tarzan drill because it's, Tarzan, great athlete.
5'11". He measured in that.
Okay.
5'11". Okay.
Not great.
So he's another shorter guy.
Yes.
Nice deep ball.
That's a better angle.
Bennett. Perfect.
Off target.
Oh, the fans like it.
He was good. He was good. Surprisingly good.
I do feel like I'm at a golf tournament right now, by the way, and they're just watching
They're making birdies. The jarring birdies. Bennett to Brownlee. Look at Bennett.
Had to slow up a little bit that route at the end.
Welcome to the party, Stetson Bennett with two beautiful throws.
See if we can make it.
Yeah, it's all right. You can admit that they're good passes. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying.
Okay, hold on. I've got to change my route here at the end because it's thrown off target. That's fine, right? But I mean, like, you're talking perfect throws. He's reaching the guy, right? I get quarterbacks get the most criticism, as they should. You can't be an average quarterback. The amount of quarterbacks that break the league via draft, what is it, like two a year?
He's hitting those guys in stride. I'm sorry. Like I said, for me, I didn't think much of him going in. I came away impressed by him. That's all I'm saying. Is he going to be a first-round draft pick, second-round draft pick, third-round draft pick? Probably not. But would you roll a dice on him in the fourth round, hoping that you
Third,
get
fourth
a back?
round. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's all I'm talking about. I'm not saying he's a top 5 quarterback, but I thought he made money yesterday by the way he performed. I was surprised with how well he did.
A lot of people didn't know if he was going to be drafted.
Exactly. I didn't think he was going to get drafted. He will get drafted, and he will make an NFL roster.
Can you move that wire there, Grumpy? Just so I get the little. Oh no, at the bottom when you're putting your hands down, it just catches a little bit of that, like where you hear the yanking on it. But that's a guy who is that a guy who has a chance to be? He's a guy who maybe has a chance to be an NFL journeyman quarterback. Best case scenario.
And what's the one thing he has? Intangibles. He's got them.
Yeah,
he's loaded with intangibles. He's a guy, he'll probably be in the league along. Is he going to be, Pat Mahomes? No. Josh Allen? No. But you know what? He's a guy that in a pinch can win you games. If Purdy got a starting quarterback job in San Francisco, this kid's better than Purdy. I'll just tell you that much right now.
Whoa, hot take from Grump. Stetson Bennett is better than Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
You lose me there, buddy.
Okay.
All right.
I'm all into the Bennett train.
Hot take.
I'm going to get myself a Stetson. That's the type of hat. Stetson Bennett.
I will tell you this. I assume you watched Blake Freeland of BYU perform as well.
I knew somehow we'd find our way to talk about offensive lineman, the most boring position at the combine.
Here's the thing. He was projected to be a early or mid third round pick. And you look at this, right? He measured in at 6'8", so all of his height, 37-inch vertical jump, which is a combine record for an offensive lineman, a 10-foot broad jump, which is the best amongst all offensive linemen this year. You had a spot, the 10-yard split was a 1.68. The second, posted it was the best of offensive linemen. So 10 yards took him 1.68 seconds to get there, 308 pounds. That kid went from being a mid to early third round pick to probably I'm going to be a second round or early second round. You may even see a kid like this get drafted in the first round, late first round. I'm telling you, a kid like this is going to shoot up because of what he did at the combine, right? Right or wrong.
Now, he's not real pretty, though. If you look at this picture, he's not real pretty.
He needs to put more weight on.
Was that X?
I said he needs to put more weight on.
That was what I was going to say. 302 is kind of light for a guy 6'8".
Yeah, he needs more weight.
He was hitting the BYU weight room. What do you expect them to be doing? I don't expect much.
Zach Wilson was getting his gains off the weight room.
Extracurricular activities were keeping him engaged.
That's right.
Oh man. But I mean, there were some guys, he's my candidate for the biggest raiser there, Blake Freeland, with the way he performed, a guy who was going to be a third round pick, projected to be third round pick. Hey, he's going probably in the second round. Now, how about you, X, and how about you, Grumpy? Who did you have as your biggest performer? The guy who earned himself the most money today.
Today?
Yes.
I'm
sorry, at the combine this weekend.
Who earned himself the most money from where they were previously going to be looked at?
Who's earned himself the most money from this weekend?
Stetson Bennett.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I just don't think he was anything before this. I think he's maybe going to be a fourth or third round pick, maybe. I like I said, I'm just who do I think looked best? Bijan Robinson.
Bijan Robinson's fantastic. I told you this. Bijan Robinson is the best running back in the country.
Now, where's he going to get picked, right?
First running back off the board.
Right. And if you look at it for talent, he's top 10. He's not going to get picked there. He's tremendous. Look at what he ran today. I mean, and everything's so smooth the way he gets in and out of cuts. That kid's the real deal.
Covered him in high school, said he was the best running back coming out of high school. And he wasn't rated there, but you could just tell when he runs, he was the best running back coming out of high school. And hey, he's going to be the first running back off the board in his draft class year.
But where does he go, right? He's going to go late teens, 20s.
Yeah.
Even though he's more talented than other guys because of the devaluation of the running back position. Just looking at other running backs, Gibbs, the running back from Alabama,
Jamar
really
Gibbs.
showed out today. Right, Jahmyr Gibbs. He really showed out today. Kid from Texas A&M, Arcane, ran an insane 40-yard dash time, I think 4.37, a little bit smaller. But I think Gibbs and Robinson, the best two running backs. For the quarterback position, like I said, I really want to see Stroud, but of the guys that I did see, the two I was most impressed
You really
with,
wanted to see Bryce Young.
Yes. I'm sorry. Who did I say?
Stroud.
Sorry. The best that I saw were Stroud and Levis, just for doing the intermediate routes, the throwing the out routes, stuff like that, accuracy. That's where Richardson kind of lost it a little bit. And all the Richardson hype, I think he was a little overrated.
Well, no, shit, man. I don't know how you could
I'm
say
just
it's
saying,
overrated.
for what he brings to the table right now, and how are teams successful now? They get quarterbacks on rookie deals. What are you able to do? You're able to load up the team around you, because once you start paying a quarterback, $40 million, that's where it is now, right? Everyone makes $40 million a year. By the time his next contract comes up, what's it going to be? $50 million a year. So when a quarterback starts making that kind of money, you can't fill in the rest of your roster and get the better players at that stage. So you have to capitalize on your rookie deal. And I think that's going to hurt a little bit for him. Just the fact that, he's at least, gosh, you got to say, 2 years away? Certainly not this year. I don't think you can expect him to come in and be successful this year. Maybe a team like Detroit would look at Richardson and take over from Goff in a couple of years. That you might need to move up, but that's where I'm maybe something like that.
I don't know. I don't trade up for a guy like that who maybe coulda, shoulda had a chance. Sorry. Not going to get me to buy on that.
They have 2 picks in the first round, Detroit.
Yeah, I know. Where's that first pick?
I don't know which. The first pick, I think, is I know it's top 10. I think the other one is 14 or something like that. I mean, maybe that's where they roll for him, if he slips a little bit. You try to get him with that second.
6 and they've got 18.
Okay. Maybe you move up from 18 if you see him dropping a little bit. I wouldn't use 6 on him. And he might not even last that long. He's going to be the wild card. Anthony Richardson's going to be the wild card of this draft.
Yeah. X, I want you to weigh in too.
Yeah, I agree. It's a risk taking Richardson, but I mean, it's a risk they could pay off. And for my top players, I would say Stroud probably performed the best for me. And then I agree with Grump on Stetson Bennett. I mean, you go from making no money to getting drafted and making money. So
he was always going to get drafted.
I did not think he was going to get drafted.
Okay.
Everybody was like, he's old, he's small, he won with a dominant defense. I mean, he had the best defense in the country the back-to-back years that they won. Everybody was saying it wasn't him that won national championships. It was the defense.
When I thought Stetson,
he didn't win national championships. The defense did win the national championship. Yeah.
He did really well in the national championship games.
He put up 52 points?
Oh, fuck. Dude, his defense won him those games. Please stop.
Okay, he played really well in the national championship games and the playoff games. He did. He absolutely did. Now, when I think Stetson Bennett, CFL. That's why I think CFL, but not after this weekend. He will be on an NFL roster. He will make the team. I'm not saying he's going to be a starter, but he will at some point in time play in the NFL. He will.
Okay. And X, if you look at that I sent you, please let me know what you think about that there and below. Adrian says here, hey, what's up, Adrian? How are you?
Yo, Adrian.
James F says, hey, guys. What's up, James? How are you doing there? John McManaman said, good evening, gentlemen. How are you doing there, John? How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. And how about that combine? Goon says here, I have a theory why Sun-X is not showing his face. He is a dashing / good-looking chap that doesn't want to cause an uproar with the podcast's large gay viewership. Ooh.
Is that possible, X? Is that it?
I don't think I'm that dashing or good-looking.
Oh, he's modest, too. He's a true gentleman. Look at him, modest.
There it is.
Dashing and modest.
There it is. And I think Levis is the man for the Raiders. Oof.
Maybe.
And there's that offensive tackle from Georgia, 6'8", 270. Right? I mean, like, that's not a great 40-yard dash for 270 at 6'8".
You're 270. You're not even going to play. Too light.
Got to put some weight on. Got to put some weight on here. I like Jake Bobo from UCLA. That's right. What's up, Frank? How are you doing? I thought Hayne from Fresno State, the quarterback, get him in the second round. He's only 5'11", not tall enough for the NFL.
I thought he was okay. I didn't think he was great, though.
He says, "Oh, hello, my man X2." Alex Monroe said, "Nobody mentioning Bryce Young."
Well, he didn't take place. He didn't take part in the drills. I wanted to see him play. I really did. I'm sure his pro day is going to be great, but I really would have liked to see him throw with the other guys. I always like the comparisons. It's so easy to make the comparisons, right? Oh, this guy looked good because you see them all at the same time.
They're all in the same conditions.
Yep.
Got a comment here from James F saying, "I hope the Raiders don't trade up for a quarterback. Don't give up picks."
I don't think they will. I think they'll be able to get a quarterback at number 7.
Shay says here, talking the two worst sports, college basketball and the NFL. I'll have to bring some hockey/baseball. Bring it in, Shay. Bring it to the conversation. What a film says here. Good evening, gentlemen. How goes the battle? The battle goes well there, Sean Wood. Hopefully the same for you too. Brian J says the Giants are in the market for a quarterback.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
I don't think so. They're trying to sign Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Okay. But would you roll the dice on Lamar Jackson if he gets a non-exclusive tag?
Why? I don't think he's a good quarterback.
I think Lamar Jackson's better than you think.
He's an athlete. You've got an athlete back there that's your quarterback. That's fine. That doesn't win you Super Bowls.
Okay.
The objective is to win the Super Bowl, not to make it to the playoffs.
He's got a really good arm. He's a really good runner. He's a great athlete. And Brian Daboll is going to be his coach. Does that sound familiar? Look what he did with Daniel Jones.
How long do your legs usually last as a quarterback?
That was
dashing around when you're in your 30s. You still running around like you're fleet of foot, or no?
Okay. Would Lamar Jackson be an upgrade over Daniel Jones?
Absolutely.
Sure. Is he worth the 2 first-round picks?
Okay, if you're going to pay Daniel Jones $32
you shouldn't do that either. Two dumbs don't make a good. Two dumbs don't make a smart move.
Okay, so what do you think the Giants should do?
I told you what they should have done last year.
Okay, last year's over. What should they do now?
Oh, fuck.
You know what they should have done? They should have picked up the 5th-year option on Daniel Jones, but they had no faith in him, so they didn't do it. Now they're either going to have to pay.
Franchise tag him.
Well, that's what they're going to have to do.
Tag him.
But would you do the same thing that the Ravens are doing? We're doing a non-exclusive tag, which pays him $32 million, and if you lose him, the way the non-exclusive tag works is if a team wants to sign him, you can match, or you get 2 first-round picks.
Yes, and that's what it says up here by Dov as well. Yep.
Okay.
You're allowed to go ahead and match the contract or decline and take 2 first-round picks. Absolutely.
Now, would you, if you were the Giants, would you do that with Daniel Jones?
Who the hell is going to give him?
All I'm saying is, if you were the Giants, would you do, if you're going to franchise tag him, would you go for the full franchise tag, which is like $45 million, or would you do the non-exclusive tag, which is $32 million?
It doesn't matter. That's my point. Sure, you could save yourself $8 million on the cap hit now, so I guess non-exclusive. He's not going to. Nobody's going to say, "Ooh, yeah, let me go ahead and give Daniel Jones a big contract." That's not going to happen.
Okay, let's say you're a team like the Giants or the Jets or the Carolina Panthers or the Las Vegas Raiders, who currently don't have quarterbacks. Would you, if Lamar Jackson is non-exclusive tagged, would you give him a blow out of the water offer to sign him and give up 2 first-round picks for him?
No. He's not a good quarterback.
Oh.
He's a hell of an athlete. He is not a good quarterback.
I'll be curious to see how he comes back off after the leg injury, but I think you're wrong, dude. I think he is a good quarterback. Makes the playoffs every year.
No, he doesn't. He hasn't made the playoffs the last 2 years in a row.
Is
He's
that
not a good
because
quarterback.
Is that because of him or because of Baltimore? I mean,
They
John
have to tailor
Harbaugh.
a system around him
If,
because
if John Harbaugh,
the ball.
if John Harbaugh stops going for every single fourth down play, and you're down by a point, and you go for a 2-point conversion and win a game, you don't make it, you lose. I mean, how many times has he done that the last 2 years? That's a coaching issue. He's been injured a little bit, absolutely. But if you're going to tell me that he's not an upgrade over Daniel Jones, whatever the Jets have, or the Panthers, I just think he's worth giving up 2 first-round picks for.
So now we want to invest 2 first-round picks in a guy who's never thrown for more than 3,100 passing yards in a league. That's fine. You're talking about he's been banged up. He's been a little injured. Yeah, what's been injured on him? What's been injured on him? His legs. The thing that he makes his entire career off of have been banged up a little bit when he's 24 and 25 years old. That worries the hell out of me. You could not freaking force me to go ahead and give him a long-term contract. Couldn't force me to.
Okay. But do you think maybe the way the Ravens gear their offense, which is like him running the ball all the time where he's involved in everything, do you think maybe if that changes a little bit, it saves wear and tear on his legs?
He would look like shit then. He cannot sit in the pocket and say, Lamar, sit in the pocket and throw the ball. Go ahead and throw a 15-yard out, Lamar. Go ahead and sit here. We want you to throw 40 times a game and sit in the pocket. He can't do that.
He can roll out and pass.
Okay, so we're going back to letting him run again because when he rolls out, he doesn't see anybody's available. He runs forward.
Roll out.
What is that? Again, I can't. When you can't talk at the same time. But was that?
I say you don't always have to run when you roll out. You still roll out and pass the ball.
When you're rolling out and there's nobody open, you don't say, well, I'm just going to go ahead and eat it. You run for a first down. That's what happens when you're rolling out.
Okay. But let's say Brian Daboll and the Giants. I think he's a perfect fit for Brian Daboll and the Giants. Look what he did with Josh Allen. He was the same guy.
Josh Allen, no. Josh Allen is a way better quarterback than Lamar Jackson.
I'm talking about skill set. Their skill sets are – Josh Allen is a unicorn, right? He's 6'6", 260 pounds. Lamar Jackson's not that. What I'm saying is a guy who's run first but has a cannon for an arm. That's Lamar Jackson. It is. I think – and look what he did with Daniel Jones. He ran the Josh Allen offense with Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones has athletic ability. He can run some. He's not super accurate. On Brian Daboll's offense, he was outstanding for the most part this year. Certainly better than they thought he was going to be. But I think Lamar Jackson is way better than Daniel Jones. I just think it'd be a marriage made in heaven. He's just
better than Daniel Jones. He is a fraction of the player that Josh Allen is. Look at all these quarterbacks that run for a living. They have one really great year and they tail off because the one-trick pony is found out. Every single one of them are different. You have to be able to sit in the pocket and throw the ball consistently in order to stick and be successful long-term. Look at Robert Griffin III before those injuries. Even if you throw those injuries aside, he had that one spectacular season. After that, no. All of these quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson, that one spectacular season. After that, underwhelming. Kyler Murray had one really good season. After that, underwhelming. Because they all go ahead and escape on, okay, as soon as a little bit of a sliver of daylight opens up, I'm going to run. It's going to be the same thing that happens with Jalen Hurts. You're hearing it first here, too. I don't think Jalen Hurts is going to have anywhere. He cannot replicate what he did last season. I cannot see that.
Okay. All I'm saying is Lamar Jackson with the Brian Daboll system is a really good fit. If I'm a Giants fan, I'd be ecstatic with Lamar Jackson as my quarterback. Ecstatic.
Cam Newton, same thing. A guy who got away so much with being able to run the football and being able to go ahead and be the bully on the block. I got to go ahead and run to be successful. Had one extremely successful year where he won the MVP, then disappeared. All of the quarterbacks that cannot sit in the pocket and throw consistently do not have, they have 1 year of spectacular success and they kind of start to fade.
You
because
do realize that's the NFL, that's the way the NFL is. Having quarterbacks who could run the ball a lot, right?
That's the way college is.
That's the way it is. So just because it hasn't happened in the past,
does Justin Herbert run out of the pocket a lot? Did we say, hey, Justin Herbert, we're going to need you to run the ball 20
What have
times?
they won? What have they won?
Has Joe Burrow? Has Joe Burrow Is he a guy that has to run the ball 20 times a game in order to win? Does
No.
Patrick Mahomes have to run the ball 20 times to win a game? The good teams have quarterbacks who could sit in the pocket and throw the
Mahomes
ball.
runs
Look
well.
at
That's
the
where you see
weapons.
consistency.
Look at the weapons they have around them.
Sure, it helps to have weapons. Absolutely. You're not going to see me argue that.
Well, but that's the whole thing. If you have the weapons around, you don't have to run all the time.
Okay, they run because that's their biggest skill set. They run because they don't throw. They run because they throw like Anthony Richardson on short and intermediate routes. That's why they run the football. And they can also throw the ball 70 yards downfield. And when there's broken coverage or somebody falls down, whoa! 80-yard touchdown pass. Lamar Jackson, he's God. Woohoo!
I just think you're selling Lamar Jackson short.
I think so.
I'm not throwing for more than 3,100 passing yards in a season. And
He has,
not-
Mark Andrews is the only person he has to throw the ball to. That's it.
Okay. In the
And he
past,
was-
it just wasn't true.
And he was banged up all year. I mean, I just think you're selling him short. I'm not saying he's Johnny Unitas, the second coming of Johnny Unitas, but he's a top 10 quarterback in the league any way you look at it.
2 first-round
Absolutely.
picks is a lot. A top 10 quarterback in the league?
Yeah, I think Lamar Jackson's the top 10 quarterback in the league. Yes. Yes.
I'm flabbergasted. I'm flummoxed.
I mean, we don't need to do that drill today, but we can absolutely do that going forward.
Well, I'm on it.
I mean, Kyler Murray, you said Kyler Murray had one good year. No, Kyler Murray was good for a couple of years. He was good for a couple of years.
Kyler
and then
Murray's
all
seen a decrease in his production every single season. Every year he's played, he's seen a decrease in production.
But he's been.
There's a reason for that.
Well, yeah,
There's a reason for it.
He's small and he gets injured. I mean, that's the issue. He's small. Lamar Jackson's not small. He's been injured, but I just think you're selling Lamar Jackson.
His biggest moneymaker have been injured. That's correct. That's correct.
I'm just thinking you're selling him short.
Kyler Murray's had better numbers than Lamar Jackson has in his career.
Look at who he's had to throw the ball to.
DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins has been 1 year, and that was the worst year he's had. You're noticing, right? A trend. Injury, right? Injury a little bit in 2021. Banged up a little bit this year in 2022 too. But again, a guy's never thrown for more than 4,000 passing yards.
But that's not the be-all, end-all.
Got to be able to throw the ball consistently in order to win. Got to.
What is he?
I don't. How many guys throw for over 4,000 yards a year? How many guys?
More than you'd think. Give me a sec. Give me a sec, Grumpy. I will pull it up. Give me 1 second here.
I mean, here's the thing. When you take your time pulling it up. When you have a guy like Brady, he's going to throw for 4,000 yards because guess what? He does not. There's no threat of him running the ball. But that's not the way the NFL is nowadays. Does Joe Burrow throw for 4,000 yards every year? I don't know. But you know what? He's got T. Higgins and he's got Tyler Boyd and he's got Jamar Chase as his damn wide receivers. It's different when you have weapons like that. If you don't, you're not going to throw for 4,000 yards. A lot of that's on the wide receiver. Look at Kirk Cousins.
Herbert, Brady, Cousins, Jared Goff. Jared Goff, 4,400 fucking passing yards this last year. Jared Goff.
You think Lamar
Jackson? Smith.
Do you think that Kirk Cousins is better than Lamar Jackson?
No.
He's not.
I think they're both not great quarterbacks.
That's not my question.
There's a tier of this, right? I'd break them down in tiers. Elite, good, journeyman to miserable. Those are the breakdowns. There's a lot more miserable to bad quarterbacks that are career journeymen than there are that are elite. There's a handful of guys that are elite. There are a few good quarterbacks. I think Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback. He's okay. He's good. He's nothing to write home about. And the same thing with Lamar Jackson. He's okay. He's good. Because the only reason why he's okay and good because he runs the football. When that depreciable skill runs out, he's worthless. He's worthless.
What makes Kirk Cousins such a good quarterback? He's got Justin Jefferson to throw the ball to, and Adam Thielen, and T.J. Hawkinson. That's why
Hawkinson played what for them, like 8-9 games? Okay.
Okay, so he played half the year there. Jefferson had over 2,000 yards receiving this year.
Geno Smith, how are you going to explain that one? He's got one target?
Here's the thing. I don't think you're going to tell me Geno Smith is better than Lamar Jackson.
Okay. All I'm saying is this. You should be able to have at least one point of time in your career where you're throwing for more than 4,000 yards. He's never thrown for over 3,100 yards. Let's just go down the list. Derek Carr threw for Daniel Jones threw for more. Daniel Jones has had more passing yards in a single season than Lamar Jackson ever has. Think about that.
Lamar Jackson's hurt.
No, because Lamar Jackson runs the fucking football all the time, and his legs break down. His body's breaking down the older he gets. He's 25 years old and already having leg injuries on a guy who likes to run the football. That is not going to bode well for the future. You cannot force me to get Lamar Jackson on a long-term deal.
When your team – and what's Baltimore's offense? It's predominantly a run-oriented offense, right? So he doesn't have the opportunities to throw it as much. But, I mean, you know, for me, and if you're a good team, guess what? You're not throwing the ball, picking up garbage yards at the end. Geno Smith, Trevor Lawrence. I mean,
Trevor Lawrence is picking up garbage yards. Huh?
I just don't understand.
That's why they made the postseason.
I just don't understand why. I like Trevor Lawrence. I just don't understand the hatred for Lamar Jackson. I just don't get it.
He's not a guy you can sign to a long-term contract. And why would you go ahead and give up 2 first-round picks on a quarterback that you can't have here long-term? Okay, long-term contract. You're talking about 7-8 years, right? Do you feel comfortable with Lamar Jackson still running around the same way he's doing now at 32 years old? I don't. If your quarterback has the ability to throw the football, you can last until your freaking late 30s, like your guys like your Rodgers, like your Brady's. Like Mahomes is going to be a guy that can last into his late 30s. Absolutely. He still scampers around a bit, but that guy has the ability to throw the football where if he was told tomorrow you can never run again, he can last into his 30s.
You look at all Mahomes injuries, they're all leg injuries as well. How many times has he been banged up with ankle injuries and leg injuries? Every single year he's got them. Every single year. I don't think he's a guarantee to make it till his late 30s. A lot of his game is predicated on movement,
rolling out.
That's what he does. A lot of that. He's not a pocket passer. Burrow is more of a pocket passer. Herbert is more of a pocket passer. But I mean, you know, I like I said, for me, who said you got to give Lamar Jackson an 8-year deal? You can't give him a 5-year deal?
Do you think that's what he wants to sign as a 5-year deal?
He's his own agent.
Having trouble with him signing long term.
He's his own agent because they're lowballing him. Baltimore's
he wants a shit ton of money and a long-term contract because he knows his legs won't last forever. It's the same reason why I won't give him a long-term contract, because your legs won't last forever. And that's what you do.
Do you want to know why all the problems with the quarterback pricing going through the roof is the Cleveland Browns with Deshaun Watson? That's the reason.
Sure. I mean, like, oh my God, Kyler Murray. Oof.
Well, he was hurt. He missed 6 games this year?
Played 11 games.
He was hurt. Yeah. I mean, I just think you're underselling these guys. You probably think Kenny Pickett is a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson.
Kenny Pickett falls in
the
category.
He's not.
Did you not? Okay. I know, because you didn't listen to a word I just said. I'll repeat it for you. Kenny Pickett falls in the journeyman quarterback category.
Oh, you said good.
TJ,
that's really tough when Grumpy doesn't listen as soon as I start to respond. But he falls in the journeyman quarterback category.
Who would you rather have as a starting quarterback, Lamar Jackson or Kenny Pickett?
Lamar Jackson. But I'm not picking Kenny Pickett if I'm starting a fucking franchise. That's my point. If you're the Giants, why are you saying I'm settling for a guy who's not the best?
Why would you do that? Okay, but you got Daniel Jones. You made it. You won a playoff game this year. You made it to the semifinals in the conference with Daniel Jones as your quarterback. Lamar Jackson is, I want to say, 40% better than Daniel Jones. Quarterback. You need a quarterback. And here's the thing: if you give up 2 first-round picks, it would be 23 this year, and then next year, probably something in the mid to high 20s again. With Lamar Jackson, I think the Giants will be better. Philadelphia is going to take a step back. Dallas, forget Dallas. Washington, the Giants could actually win that division next year if they had Lamar Jackson at quarterback.
The guy's been banged up the last 2 years in a row. 24,
the
25.
Thing is, if you're not always running the ball,
you're not running them all the time. You're playing the Daboll system.
You're going to, okay, hold on. You're acting as if Lamar Jackson, who's a strong arm, completely inaccurate. very sporadic amongst his throws. Is now all of a sudden you're going to say with the day ball system, hey, buddy, we're going to have you sit in the pocket. We're going to have you roll out when you're going to be hitting guys in stride left and right. The Giants don't have great weapons either. So he's going from a team with minimal weapons in the Baltimore Ravens to the Giants who have minimal weapons as well.
Okay, we have free agency. We have the draft. Okay. What was the thing we said about
the first round pick in this scenario?
Can you pull up Daniel Jones' numbers, his career numbers? Because I think you're just totally minimizing the effect that Brian Daboll had, number one, on Josh Allen, and number two, on Daniel Jones. I think he has his coaching ability could turn Lamar Jackson from a total runner to what we've seen in Buffalo and what we saw last year with Daniel Jones. I just think you're kind of minimizing that a little bit.
Okay.
To me, I don't think Daniel Jones is the answer. The Giants didn't before they got there. I mean, look at how he was terrible before last year. Terrible.
11 games. He's bad. He was bad last year too.
He was way better than he's ever been before.
Average passing yards. He's been about the same. 230 yards a game, 210 yards a game, 220 yards a game, 200 yards a game. Wow. Under the Brian Daboll system, he said the least amount of passing yards per game he's ever recorded in a single season. Hey, buddy. Keep it chug-a-lugging, Brian. The reason they won
3,200 yards. All you care about is
the reason they won. The reason they won. Okay, he threw for 15 passing touchdowns. He didn't even average a passing touchdown a game. The only reason that team played well is because Barkley willed them on his back, and that defense played much better than they had years in the past. That's the only reason the Giants played well last season. It wasn't because that miserable bum Daniel Jones threw for not even a passing touchdown a game. Please stop.
Okay, 5 interceptions. He was way down in interceptions. His except for his rookie year, he was up in touchdowns. I mean, I don't.
15 passing touchdowns in an entire 16 games played. That's nothing to write home about. He's a freak. You know what we call that? Game manager.
Okay,
Alex Smith level, below an Alex Smith level game manager.
But he was able to get you to the second round of the playoffs. If you had a real quarterback, it's about winning Super Bowls. It's not about who throws for the most yards, by the way. It's about winning Super Bowls.
How many times do you see Super Bowls or win with quarterbacks that cannot throw the football?
Do you want to talk about touchdowns as well? How many times in the red zone do they run the ball to Barkley because they have Saquon Barkley as opposed to throwing it?
Or Jones.
His passing yards don't even indicate that he's throwing that well this season either. They put him in situations where they said, hey, Daniel, we're going to throw little dump offs. You do the dump off here to Barkley and let him run with his feet. You do the little dump out here to the tight end, hitting the flats. You go ahead and throw it to this little out route to the wide receiver. He cannot throw the ball well. Guess what? He's not the answer, just like Lamar Jackson's not the answer. We're doubling down on not the answer is what it seems like today.
Lamar Jackson is so much better than Daniel Jones.
He is. He's a better quarterback than Daniel Jones.
He makes the Giants so much better just because they have a quarterback who's way better. I just don't understand. You're just hatred for Lamar Jackson. I just don't get it. I hate
quarterback. He's a good quarterback, but that's it.
So TJ, what do you think they should do with their situation right now?
Disband the franchise? Should they do that?
No. They shouldn't.
There's not really much they can do.
The Giants should be on a guy like Aaron Rodgers. The Giants should be on a guy like Aaron Rodgers.
No.
That's what they should do. You can say no all you want. The Giants should be in on a guy like Aaron Rodgers. The Giants with a legitimate quarterback and using a first-round pick on an offensive weapon are a hell of a dangerous team. And with Saquon Barkley there having the year he had this last season.
They'd have to give up their first-round draft pick for him too, right? To get Rodgers, right? You know that. So they wouldn't be able to do that.
The price is going to be. Whatever the price is going to be.
The wide receiver market in free agency is weak. Really,
you just said earlier, and when I made that comment, you said they've got free agency still in the draft. I'm just saying, Grump, there are better quarterback options that are out there. I take Derek Carr over Derek Carr.
My God, no.
Derek Carr over Lamar Jackson.
Not me. I don't think anyone would take Derek Carr over Lamar Jackson. If you had a choice between Derek Carr and Lamar Jackson, you're taking Derek Carr?
Yes. I'm taking cryboy Derek Carr over Lamar Jackson.
What do you think, X?
No.
Thank you.
We've gone down the rabbit hole, but this all started with Brian J talking about the Giants are in the market for a quarterback.
And they are.
James F says here, the Jets get Rodgers. You have to get rid of your first and a second this year, or I'm sorry, this year and next year.
Therefore, the Jets.
So you're going to give up a first this year and next year and a second this year and next year. Therefore, the Giants really can't get.
Okay.
He's not going to cost that much.
Absolutely not. Rodgers is not going to cost that much.
No.
It'll be a first. You'll have to probably give a first for him.
Second this year and next year. Therefore, the Giants really can't get.
Okay. For me, he's not going to be 2 first rounders. He's at the tail end. You're not going to have to give up that much to get him. And here's the thing: Green Bay doesn't want him. That's the biggest thing. They want to get him off the books. It's going to cost them $40 million in dead cap money.
Sure.
I mean, but right away. But that's gonna hurt them.
Sure. What's up, Frank? He's saying hi, everyone. James F says here there was an offensive tackle from North Dakota State I'd like to get in a later round.
The redheaded guy.
I haven't done any research yet on guys later on in the draft. I just watched the combine. I haven't started doing draft research yet, though, unfortunately.
The Raiders are an interesting team. I think they have to go the veteran quarterback route. I see them as a potential landing spot for Aaron Rodgers. And if that's the case, they got to go offensive tackle in the first round with pick 7.
Yeah, the guy's name was Cody Mauch is his name. The guy
Cody
from North.
Yeah, Cody Mauch, yeah. I mean, he's more of a interior lineman though.
Frank says here, James, I'd rather have Carr than Karen Rodgers for the Jets. Why do people think that Karen Rodgers can hack it in New York?
That's going to be the big thing, right? He's used to that small media market in Green Bay. It's a fishbowl in New York. And can he handle that? We don't know.
Gungun says, is it acceptable if I refer to pancakes as flapjacks? Yeah, it's acceptable. Flapjacks, I feel like it needs to be a little thicker of a pancake. The flapjacks have to be thick. Pancakes, because pancakes, you can make them skinny. Grumpy likes skinny pancakes, and they're disgusting. But you got to have flapjacks. Got to be thick. They got to be hearty. I want a thick pancake if I'm eating a pancake, not a million skinny ones.
Now, here's the thing: is the difference a pancake is made in a fry pan, whereas a flapjack would be made on a skillet.
Flapjacks are made. Lumberjacks eat flapjacks.
Hell yeah, baby! I like thick. Here's the thing: I don't even mind it being like a thick substance, like that thick, hearty type of mix. That's what I'm looking for in a flapjack. That's good.
Boy.
Flapjacks are good, Gungun.
Talk about a rabbit hole. TJ talking about food.
They're good like that. What do you think about Derek Carr, crybaby Carr? He's still not the answer, but at least he's more of a short-term item. I'm just petrified of giving Lamar Jackson a long contract. With a film saying, how you doing, Frank? I'd rather deflate. Oh, fuck. Boobs. I
refer to deflated boobs as flapjacks.
As a
stick with pancakes. That's what I would do.
Shay said here, show the how the hell do you pronounce that, Grumpy?
Peter Koketkov. Goal
in celebration. His celebration was amazing. Hold on, let me do it.
I
think also the goalie fight in the AHL the other day. Shay, send us the goalie fight. I'm going to try to pull up the Kochetkov goal. Here you go, Grumpy. Keep reading.
Oh, he wants to see both. Gungun says Leonard Skinner's Gary Rossington died. Wow, I didn't know that. Okay, TJ, can you name 2 Leonard Skinner hits? I bet you can't name any. Maybe you get one.
American Pie, right?
No.
I'm as free as a bird. I'm as free as a bird.
Okay, what's the name of the song?
It's called Free Bird.
Okay, can you name another one? I thought you'd get another one.
Give me a hint.
That's not the way this game works.
In the middle of you.
Oh yeah.
No, that's Steelers wheel. No.
Fuck X. Why are you doing this to me, X? You son of a bitch.
Okay, I'll tell you what. One of their songs was kind of stolen by Kid Rock.
Oh fuck! You're now expecting me. It's like we're playing double freaking.
Oh, that's right. You know anything about Kid Rock?
Kid Rock. All I know is his daughter is Miley Cyrus.
No, that's Billy Ray Cyrus. I mean, geez. Okay, I'll
legend.
How about Sweet Home Alabama? You ever heard that?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Sweet Home Alabama.
There you go. I had to
He
give
was
you one.
ejected. This goalie's been ejected for the second straight game. Oh, this is the guy from Carolina that played last year a few games up in the
Yeah.
league.
Yeah. He wanted to be in their goalie because everybody else was hurt in the playoffs.
And he played kind of well. He's a young goalie too, if I don't recall.
He did not play well. That's why they lost.
I don't know. You know what? He was a young goalie, if I recall. Here's this.
And it landed and skipped.
Yep, this is cool.
And with no pressure, Kochetkov had all day to sling that one. Looked like that one was going to be icing, and then took a massive angle wide. It landed and skipped into the net.
He's getting fired up. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So did he get thrown out of the game for that?
No, he got into a fight later on this game. Hold on a second.
Oh man, he got the Gordie Howe hat trick. This kid well, I guess maybe not an assist, but he got
I'd say a little bit of a scuffle is probably the best way to put it.
Kochetkov come forward.
Oh, look at him.
He's mixing the shit up over here.
But they're not going to meet up as the officials jump in the way.
As long as he doesn't go past center ice, that's not an ejection.
This kid's young. He's 23 years old. He's a young kid. Okay, and last year when he was playing with the Hurricanes, he posted a 2.33 goals against average and a 9.13 save percentage. Hell, that's not bad.
How'd he do in the playoffs?
Holy shit. A first-time goalie? I don't know. I'm just looking at his numbers from the season. 19 games played, 9.13 save percentage, 2.33 goals against average.
He's a third-string goalie there. It was Anderson and Ronta. They both got hurt. This kid came in, and that was the end of the series.
It looks like he's been watching too much of Goon, Last of the Enforcers.
Oh.
There it is. There it is. All I know is he was suspended for 2 games, or he got, I don't know, maybe he got 2 suspensions. Who the hell knows? Okay, here it is. This is ejection number 1.
They wouldn't like that celebration.
No, for sure not.
Yeah, and
this is the same game.
he's going after Kochetkov.
Oh!
Gerald, I
forward
knew
going
they
after.
wouldn't like that celebration.
No, for sure not.
Yeah, and Oleny's all over Kochetkov. And Mendel is preventing Oleny from getting at Kochetkov. Now Holm has come halfway out of his net. Jimmy Oleny not letting go.
To me, you jump the other team's goalie after this.
I would. Skate
Okay.
right
You know, I think what Peter should have done? He should have went and tried to high-five the other team's bench. Bang! That's what I want to see.
I did not want him. I think he was ejected after this one. He's having a good old time over there. He's shit-talking somebody.
I like this kid. I him.
do too.
He's tough.
All of a sudden, he's my favorite AHL goalie.
There we go. He's like, what am I doing? Vitor Kochetkov. There it is.
Grumpy gonna walk in
Yeah, look at him.
He's still firing up the crowd. Thanks for that, Shay. He's over there. He's over there. Shit housery at its finest. You got to love that one. Oh, hold on. This is not even a goalie fight. There was another goalie. Hold on. There's another goalie fight that Shay's got for us. I think this is in the KHL. So let's see here.
Uh-oh. What's going on?
Let's see here. Uh-oh, we're getting a little circle.
Oh, nice throw. That's a good throw from distance.
Oh, hit him in stride.
That's pretty good.
Do you like how he threw that with the glove on, too?
I mean, from distance with all the equipment on.
Oh, this is the SHL, so Swedish Hockey League. Swedish Hockey League. Bam!
He said his excuse, I was trying to get some more water. It was empty.
I was trying to throw the team celebrating a water because they were really thirsty after that goal.
It was accidental. It was accident. Hey, it worked for Keandre Miller.
It slipped, right?
Slipped
I was
out of my
going to
hand.
get some water.
I think that's great. Great.
Boom.
I mean, he didn't even have perfect form if you think about it. He was wide open, but somehow he got it there and on target. Good for him.
If hockey doesn't work out, he'd be a good catcher.
Oh, shit. No, here's a goalie fight. Well, damn. Shay's hooking us up today. Now, this is an AHL goalie fight. I tell you, we can't show any fan fights because every time we do the way YouTube does their stuff now, you immediately get your freaking your podcast age restricted. So We won't be showing anything of the fan fights. I don't know. Well, maybe we'll have to just do like an entire episode of just the fan fight, so it could be banned. And it was just like, hey, we only have one. We'll have to like start saving them up, and it'll be like one Sunday's like, this is a fan fight extravaganza, is what it will have to be. No sports talk except fan fights.
Yaroslav Askarov. We're gonna get a goalie fight in Cedar Park tonight.
Wow! Oh, look at this!
Here
They're ready to go.
And Askarov, Poirier with
Wow!
takes him
Mr. Skate over the blue line took a KO.
No, he didn't take a knockout. I thought they exchanged it here.
Okay, he knocked him out. He knocked him down.
No, he was falling down. The guy in the white did a good job.
Yep.
First punch knocked him. Boom. Hit him again.
Boom, boom.
He was falling down. They were just falling
He
down.
knocked him on his ass.
No, he was falling down. I think the Milwaukee Admirals. Damn, where's Steven where you need him? The Milwaukee Admirals goalie did a hell of a job right here. Maybe he was at that game, Steven.
We haven't talked to Steven in a while.
I know. I haven't seen him in a while. I think you were being too critical of Aaron Rodgers, and he said he'll never come back again.
I don't think that's the case.
I don't know. We're gonna have to put Steven on a milk carton to make sure we see him sometime soon. Goon Grumpy.
We already talked about that.
Okay, gotcha. JP.
I love listening to you guys. Thanks for the entertainment. I have to amend what I said temporarily. At least Carolina looks amazing. Toronto did not last night. Carolina just steamrolled Tampa Bay today, 6-0. Carolina's good.
Yeah. What a film says, Son X, you are in a perfect position to fire your laser eyes directly at TJ. Whatever your eyes do, it will help. JP here says, oh, did we read this already? Oh, he's Grumpy. I'll let you read this one.
Just to clarify, when I called Gross obsequious, perhaps I was being a bad communicator. He's an effing cake eater and a sissy bootlicker now, which is sad because he wasn't when he covered the New Jersey Devils. Well, remember, the Islanders, if they don't like you, they just toss you right. We don't need you.
Yes. Yep.
It's like Soviet Russia.
Quick. James F says, rest in peace.
Tom Sizemore. He was an actor. He was in Saving Private Ryan. He played Sergeant Horvat. He had some drug issues in recent years. And what did he die from? I think he had a stroke. But, I mean, he had a meth addict. He was a meth addict, cocaine, heroin, all that stuff. He had a really tough later life. Rest in peace, Tom Sizemore. I loved him in Saving Private Ryan. He was good.
Who the hell? What actor is Oop or whatever the hell that guy was? Upham.
Jeremy Davies, I think his name is.
Jeremy Davies. I wish that was lost.
I hate him. I hate him. I no matter what movie that kid is, I hate him. I hate him.
He's Upham.
He was Upham, that weak, gutless bitch. He wound up getting
the entire battalion killed.
Most all of them. He got Tom Hanks killed. And it's like, Upham, piece of shit dust.
What a film says here. The Bruins won their last 10 games. What the hell's going on in Boston? They're ready. They're tuned up to win a cup. Unfortunately, Alexander says, good evening, guys. What's up, Alexander? Gungun says, I propose a new segment. Instead of fan fights, replace it with fan farts. Am I on to something here? Well, we are looking for maybe something new. Sure.
I'm going to say no to fan farts. Sorry.
That would be weird to be getting submissions of fan farts. That's for certain.
No.
Alexander says, I'll tell you, Anthony Richardson is a project quarterback. I think he's, in the right system with the right coach. He could be, and have a very good career. But that's right. There's a lot of things that have to go right in order for things to work out for him. Grumpy, did you see Waco yet?
No.
No. JP Grumpy.
They've got everything rolling. Jim Campbell clearly knew. Was he talking about
the scheme that they needed? And let's not kid ourselves. The league always helps certain teams at certain times. Josh Jacobs turned 2 into a gold. Turn 2 to get a gold star. What the heck does that mean?
Is he talking about the Raiders? Who's he talking about? I don't know who he's talking about.
James F.
Richardson's going to be another Jamarcus Russell.
That's what I saw when I saw him. Like, he could be another Jamarcus Russell. Is correct.
I don't know if
Marcus Russell also ate his way out of the
That's
league.
what I was going to say. I don't know if he's going to eat himself out of the league like Russell did, but
And Jamarcus Russell did not interview well. At least then. And here's the thing: times are so different
Yes.
in the last 20 years. I mean, these guys are groomed to go to the combine and these by their agents and their, all their people behind them, where that wasn't the case, 15, 10, even 10 years ago, right? The whole sport has changed in the last 10 years. Honestly.
15 years ago, the combine was still in the infancy stages.
Okay. Tom Brady ran the 40-yard dash in Nike Air Monarchs. That's what he ran the 20-yard dash for. And what do you call those shoes, fellas?
the dad shoe.
They're
The
official
dad
dad shoes. That's
Yeah.
correct. What the film says, go ahead, Grump.
Yeah, those are the type of shoes. And he was wearing those to run his 40-yard dash.
By the way, Grumpy wears Air Monarchs.
I do
Yes,
not
he
wear
does.
them.
Yes,
do
he
not.
does.
No, I don't.
What a film says here, the NHL should put a sensor inside a puck. I'm sorry, inside the goalpost, and it would show a spark or something cool when the post gets hit. I don't know. I feel like it would affect game. That's like some virtual stuff.
What if somebody has an epilepsy problem and they see that light and they go, "Boo," and they go crazy like there? What do you think?
Gungun says, does Levis wear Levi's?
I don't know. Don't know.
Right, if you turn out to be a successful quarterback, that's when you need to be like
He-
agent.
Right
Go
there.
ahead and hit out Levi's.
He was ripped also. I mean, Stetson Bennett. I'm like, man, dude, these guys. Now, CJ Stroud didn't look like that, but I thought the three guys who looked, mostly muscular were Richardson, Levis, and Bennett. I was like, dude, what are these guys? They've really been hitting the weight room.
Joseph C says here there's a video game online of or there's some video online of Levis putting mayonnaise in coffee. Holy
Okay.
shit.
Yes,
I'm not
that. It's disgusting. They were asking people what their weirdest thing that they like to eat, and his was mayonnaise and coffee. And he was just chugging it. It was gross.
Oh, okay. I'm not drafting him. No, he's dropped. he's not in my top 4 anymore. No. Who the hell does that? What the hell's wrong with you? I
He
got a question.
substitutes creamer out for mayonnaise.
Oh my fucking god. This has to be a
Do
joke.
not show that. I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah, show it to Grump.
Hold
I
on.
have to cover my face till it's gone.
We'll get an age restriction if he throws up.
Hold on a second. Oh my gosh.
Let's just
This is
move
here
on.
it is. Give me 1 second. Oh, don't you worry, Grumpy. Here it comes. Hold on. You like how ESPN, look at the shit that's come to with titling things. Will Levis puts what in his coffee?
It's so
Coffee,
ridiculous.
whoop face, all these fucking emojis. Jesus Christ.
Social media is a joke.
Ugh.
Who was the guy who I think it was Oklahoma State ate coasters or something?
No, West Virginia's fullback did.
West Virginia, that was it.
I cannot remember his
25
name.
Coasters.
He used to smack the helmet on his head when he would do that shit too.
University of Kentucky quarterback Will Levis says he puts mayonnaise in his coffee.
And it's not just like one plump. That guy was feeding that stuff in there.
Oh no!
That was like 5 or 6 squirts worth.
No! It's more than 5
do
or
you feel
6
about
squirt
this?
worse. Oh,
I didn't watch
God.
it. I did watch it. I can't watch it. I won't
Oh my
watch it.
god! No! Oh my god! Ah!
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 pumps of that stuff. 9.
Grumpy. Okay, it's over now, Grump. It's over, Grumpy.
I'll wait until I know it's over.
Robert Griffin III looks like he's about to vomit.
You want to know how bad it is? You want to know how bad that is? I'm watching the Knicks play Boston right now.
You know what it
how much I
is?
watch that.
Okay, Grumpy. It's over. Now we're over. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit. Go!
It's not.
It's like when they zoom in on it, it's like you see the chunkiness inside the coffee, and you just kind of go, oof.
It looks like marshmallows that haven't melted yet.
Yeah. Anyway, that is weird, man. That is weird stuff, Grump. I'll tell you that. I
All
mean,
right, get it off the screen.
okay, gotcha.
I'll just turn my head away. I can tell by the 3 little things. I know what it looks like. So
Anyway, yeah, it just, I don't know. That wouldn't prevent me from drafting quarterback. That is disgusting, though. You're supposed to be a quarterback like that. Okay, mayonnaise is not a healthy thing to be putting in your. It's like if you look at the condiments. Okay, condiments number one are not healthy, just period. And mayonnaise is one of those where I'm like, it's like, ugh, it's not. Yeah.
So I guess if he
how
gets
would you describe? Go ahead, X.
I was going to say if he gets drafted, I guess when they lay out the morning spread for breakfast for the players, they got to make sure they have a jar of mayonnaise next to the coffee maker.
When you're traveling on the road, could you imagine? Like, let me ask you this: do you think when he's traveling on the road, does he?
Please.
Yeah, no, Grumpy, we're just talking. Do you think if he's traveling on the road, do you think they're like, here you go, Grumpy, it's off the screen.
He eats a to-go bottle with him, I guarantee you.
Well, I was like, do they have to ask for that special where it's like, hey, can you please make sure that Will's got some mayonnaise in his room so when he makes his coffee in the morning? Or like, could you imagine where it's like the team's eating team breakfast in the morning, and they're setting out, right? Like at a hotel, they're not setting out like, hey, mayonnaise for the morning rush. They're not too worried about mayonnaise for the morning rush. And it's just like, ugh.
I think he packages himself a to-go bottle for sure for occasions like that. Absolutely.
Oh my God.
Gross.
He stays strapped.
I'm not even paying attention to what you're saying. Mayonnaise, if I walk down an aisle in a supermarket and I see mayonnaise, I feel like throwing up.
Grumpy, please do me a favor. Just look at the mayonnaise.
Has Grumpy discussed the mayonnaise story on the podcast?
He's told the mayonnaise story before.
Okay.
But come on, Grump. Come on,
no
Grumpy.
interest in watching that. Well, can we move on to the next comment, please?
I honestly didn't even know, Joseph. See, that's great. I'm happy you broke that down or told us about that because I would not have been aware of it. That's for certain.
I wish I'd never heard it.
Anyway, let's move along here. Got a comment from Goon Goon.
From what I understand, Mahomes' younger brother was poorly behaved the other night. Yeah, I forget what it was.
Well, we'll bring that up. So what happened was he is, and I'll read this, he is being charged or allegedly being charged for some sort of sexual harassment or, I got to read exactly what it is.
He was kissing a girl who did not want to be kissed is what
yes, she is he's being accused of assault. This is the owner of the bar that he's going up to, and I'll let you watch it.
This is not his first bar-related incident, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I was about to say, didn't he get in a fight or do something dumb at the bar as well?
He was complaining. I think it was he walked into a bar and he had a large group of people and was like, we need this seat. And they're like, well, you're going to have to wait. And he's like,
oh, yeah, that last offseason. That's right.
Wait, did they have this on video also?
Yes, they have it on video.
But X, tell me what happened last time. He was upset that they were complaining, and he tried to get that place like canceled or something like that.
Yeah, he's putting on social media like saying this place sucks, don't come here, all this stuff. And then it ended up turning out poorly for him. They went ahead and said, yeah, they actually roasted his ass. I don't remember exactly what they put out, but they put out like a really mean tweet about him. It was like, yeah, don't listen to this guy. He's like a nobody. He lives off his brother's coattails. He's useless, kind of thing.
I always thought that with the dances that he did, I really thought that he had a different preference, to be quite
That's what a lot of people were thinking as well, that they were surprised in this video.
Yes. Maybe this is she's just over here drinking, the owner of the bar. Look at Jackson Mahomes. He's paying. He's like, oh my God. She's like pushing away, like, stop, dude, stop. Ugh.
She's laughing right now. She's laughing.
Because she's laughing. She's like, I'm about to get a huge payday from this guy's brother.
It looks like he was a sloppy kisser too. When you gotta wipe your face off.
Oh my God! Go back in for part 2.
He's forcing himself.
Jesus.
Yeah, but she was smiling.
Okay, she's probably in an odd situation. She's like, I've got this kid trying to kiss on.
Why didn't she say get out? She
Who the
keeps
hell
moving
knows?
that. I mean, now she's adjusting the skirt. Now she's going after him. He's going to win that case. She loses.
Stop.
I think you're wrong.
I think nothing's going to happen from this. They'll just settle out of court.
Yep.
That's how that
She'll
all
get money. She'll definitely get money for it.
It won't be anything astronomical, but she'll get something. I mean, you can't, dude. That's like, I don't know. You know, they say shoot your shot. I what would you call that, X? If they say shoot your shot, how much further beyond shoot your shot is that?
That's called forcing your shot right there. And that's usually what you don't want to do.
So that's like having 3 guys around you and just launching it from
pretty
mid-court.
much. You're
Kobe just throwing it. Just
that is, yeah. That's
Kobe. Okay, maybe that's a Kobe shot then. Yeah, okay. I
No.
understand.
Oh
had his
shit! With
issues.
the Kobe raped that one girl, didn't he?
That's right. Yeah.
That's
Cheeky
right.
Kobe.
He forced his shot.
Oh,
Why don't you pull up some of the responses from Deshaun Watson and Ben Roethlisberger on this incident?
oh yeah. Let me pull those up
Oh,
real quick
no.
here. Give me a second,
Oh,
X.
please.
I do recall that. Yeah, Deshaun Watson was very upset about this incident, and honestly, I'm glad he's taking a stand and helping the ladies who, and helping this lady out. He said it's disgusting behavior that shouldn't be tolerated. We cannot have sexual predators being associated with our league like
Okay,
this.
that has to be a goof account.
No, Grumpy, this is
It has to
true.
be. It
Grumpy,
has
no,
to
this
be.
is definitely true, Grumpy.
No, that has to be. Absolutely has to be a goof account.
No, Grumpy, I'm telling you, this was Deshaun Watson's tweet.
This is words written up by Deshaun and his agent.
Yes, Grumpy.
I
What?
don't believe it. I don't.
No,
believe it.
Grumpy, this was. Look at
I
this,
don't believe
Grumpy.
it. Let me see the top.
No, Grump, this is
Oh,
an
it's a meme. It's a meme. There you go. Like I said, I mean,
they're funny though. They're funny.
I don't even think Deshaun Watson did an interview after his first one the rest of the year. I know he's not. Yeah, I knew that had to be a goof. It had to be.
Okay. Oh my God.
Were there other memes? Fake
There was
memes?
Ben Roethlisberger one that was out there.
Oh.
They had a bunch of them.
Okay, hold on a second. This guy's Mahomes. Now there's got a whole bunch of these other ones where Mahomes is like, it's funny. Things that may have been looked at like as funny or in jest before get looked at differently after you do
Which one is
something
his
like that.
brother? Is it? Let me see if I can guess which is his brother. The fool in the middle.
That's
Is
The
right.
that-
guy's
brother.
about to do like the whip.
The whip.
Go ahead and
Yeah.
watch this here.
Oh. Oh my God.
This kid's a fucking idiot. Oh, Jesus, get away from me.
But it's like, oh, ha ha ha. He's just being cute or something like that.
I
Is
feel
what they're
bad for
looking at it as.
Patrick Mahomes. I feel so bad for Patrick Mahomes. His
I do
brother
too.
is that moron. That's the first time I've ever actually seen him. And he's got that hillbilly wife, that trailer.
I fucking hate them all. I hate them. Here's the thing. I'll tell you this much. I do not like Patrick Mahomes after the little flop. So maybe they're all just a match made in heaven.
All right.
I do feel bad. Grumpy, here's the thing. Brittany Mahomes is great, Grump. Look at this. She's in touch with the people.
It's not cold or
They
anything.
celebrate.
You're right. It's not cold or anything. It's game. But this is exactly what they wanted after that game.
I don't think they
She
care if
showered
they
with
won.
champagne.
You forgive a lot when you win. We got sprayed on by Brittany Mahomes.
The elite poured their alcohol all over us. Great.
The elite.
Oh my God. Oh, Jesus. That's
I wish somebody would have thrown a beer can or a beer bottle up there and hit her in the head.
Ouch.
Oh,
That hurts.
I hate her. I absolutely hate her. She's so annoying.
Now, this is what the Overland Park restaurant owner said. He forcibly kissed me out of nowhere, and I'm telling him, pushing him away, what are you doing? And then he did it 2 more times. That's what her comment was. Yeah.
What's with this guy? I mean, he's a goof. How old is he? Like 14?
No, he's of legal age.
The thing is, he gave up a basketball scholarship to do these dances.
Oh, what an idiot. He's so stupid.
No, he didn't have a basketball scholarship.
He absolutely had a basketball scholarship that he
Wait till
gave.
Piddly pup you.
I don't remember what college it was, but he absolutely had a basketball scholarship. Look it up.
Okay.
I trust Jax. How about that? I trust you.
There we go.
Let me go ahead and continue along here. Got another comment here. Goon Grump.
Jones to the Jets if the Giants did. No, he won't go there. He's not the answer anywhere, I don't think, Daniel Jones. Joseph C. says Lamar is definitely worth 2 first-round picks. I agree. Jeez, if I was the Jets, I'd jump all over that. Someone would absolutely give Lamar a ton of money guaranteed. I 100% agree.
Yep.
I don't think Baltimore wants him anymore. That's what I think. I think they want to move on from him, but they don't want to lose face.
They know he's not the answer. Simple.
Okay.
Well, for their team, they have no weapons.
Drew L says here, what a lovely day on the internet. Good Lord. When Grumpy saw Will Levis put mayo in his coffee.
Could not look at that. Sorry. No.
Grumpy, come on. It's not that bad. Here we go.
With the works, double batter fries. On a stick. Thanks. Barnacle head. Here you go, sir. A king-size, ultra-crabby supreme with the works. Double batter fried. On a stick. Thanks. Barnacle head. Pardon me? You forgot your mayonnaise.
Ah!
Oh, good gracious, Grump! Come on,
You can't even look at cartoon animated mayonnaise.
I can't.
Grumpy. I do need to hold on a second.
No.
Grumpy, come on. Oh shit. Well, hold on. Shay does have a video of Grumpy when he did see Will Levis put the mayo on. This is a video of Grumpy just recently. When he actually is a funny thing. He told us about the mayo beforehand, but he's done a great job of acting it off like, you know, he just saw it for the first time. But it's like he's trying to save face about this mayo story. He had this BS mayo story, but because this is Will Levis when he puts mayo on his coffee. This is Grumpy's reaction. Frank says, "True James, Barcel with another turnover killed us." You know, the Grumpy dancing around. Look at there, Grumpy.
I'm excited for that mayonnaise. Man, I love how the screen shakes, though. That's what kills me.
It's Riz. He's going sicko mode over there. He's dancing so hard. Thank you, Shay, for that too, Andrew. Got here. What's up, Drew? How are you? Jones can leave the Giants if he demands anything over $39 million. The Jets can take him. The Giants can just get Caleb Williams next year.
He's going to be probably the first. Here's the thing. It's way too early. But right now, he's probably going to be the first pick in the draft, Caleb Williams, next year.
I'd assume so, too. Goon Grump.
If Marino went to the Jets in 83, would they have still found a way to ruin him? Probably. Probably. People forget Ken O'Brien, who they picked in front of Dan Marino. He was fairly successful for a number of years. Of course, Marino was Marino, but everyone passed on him. Why? Because of the marijuana rumors. That's why he fell to 24. That was a great year for quarterback drafts. It was a great year for the quarterbacks in the draft. I think Todd Blackledge went to Kansas City. Elway went to, I think he was originally drafted by Baltimore, wound up going to Denver in a trade. Gosh, so many. I think there were 6 quarterbacks taken in the first round. Jim Kelly, I think, was picked by Buffalo. He went to the USFL, though, initially. A lot of guys went in that draft.
Apex Legends, senior citizen here, Grump.
Currently playing Apex Legends while listening to Grumpy Old Man and Hairline Denial TJ. What a great Sunday night. He says, "You're a hairline denier, TJ."
I guess I am. Drew L says, TJ, Mahomes is an improviser. There's a big difference with quarterback who is purely just run. They're different from improvisers. Sure, improviser. I'd rather have an improviser as a quarterback than just a pure runner like Lamar Jackson.
It concerns me that Mahomes gets dinged up every single year with leg injuries from his improvisations, though. You want to beat Mahomes, you got to keep him in the pocket. Can't let him get out because he's great when he does that. As he gets older, he's not going to have that ability anymore. I mean, we'll see.
Or he'll be severely limited.
Yeah, he'll be more limited.
Yeah. Next comment here. Joseph C said, name 10 better quarterbacks than Lamar, TJ.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Do we want to do that?
Here
now?
we go.
Do we want to do that now? Mahomes, right?
It's one.
Hurts has, based off of this last year.
Wow. Okay, you're picking Hurts over him. Okay.
Hurts threw for 3,700 passing yards this year. And what, like 30 passing touchdowns?
Also the best defense in the league.
And the best offensive line in the league. Okay.
Sure.
You want to say Jalen Hurts. Okay.
Sure. Would you not put Jalen Hurts above Lamar Jackson?
I'm just counting them up.
Anyway, Joe Burrow, for certain, I'd have him over that list. Josh Allen, I put him on the list. Justin Herbert, I put him over on the list. Yeah. I'd already moved Trevor Lawrence as a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson.
It's a hot take, but
okay, that's fine. That's 6. Running out of names already. Thanks. Thanks for playing.
Here's the thing.
I
put Rodgers over him.
Oh, not at this stage.
Not at this stage.
I put Kirk Cousins over him. I put Kirk Cousins.
So now you're picking Cousins. You didn't pick Cousins over him before, but now you are.
I put Derek Carr over him too.
Oh my God!
What?
Derek Carr doesn't even have a team to play for.
He doesn't even have a team.
Derek Carr is a better quarterback right now than Lamar Jackson. What do you mean? Stop.
You've lost all credibility already.
Jared Goff.
Oh my God!
Hits keep
So
coming.
you had 6.
10.
You had 6.
10 quarterbacks.
You
10
had
quarterbacks.
6.
In
Well, Dan, you might as
quarterbacks,
well
number
have just
11.
named every quarterback. Shit, the way you were doing it.
Mac
Kenny
Jones.
Pickett, I'd take over him. The midget
Zach Wilson.
Murray.
Tom Brady's going to come out of retirement and play again.
Fields, every single quarterback over that bastard Lamar Jackson. Goon says here, should the Jets have stayed at Shea, or should they have just called it a day?
I think it was always better when the Jets had their own stadium. Shea was a dump, and half the games were played on. Matter of fact, all the games were played with the dirt infield. But it was something, back when I was a kid, I kind of liked that. But they made the right move and going to Jersey playing in. Is it called Giants? No, it's MetLife Stadium now.
MetLife Stadium.
How many years they play at Giants Stadium? The Jets have always been the Giants.
Meadowlands.
It was Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands. But, the Jets have always had like that little brother complex when it comes to the Giants.
Drew L. Big on Daniel Jones. TJ Florenzi says here, look up Lamar Jackson's 2020 precision passing video in the Pro Bowl. He doesn't hit one target. He's not accurate. That's why I can't. He doesn't have great wide receivers. His wide receivers have to be spectacular to make adjustments and come down with balls with the way he throws it. Unless guys are wide open downfield, he's not hitting players and still sometimes he's overthrowing wide open fucking wideouts. Sorry, not the guy for me.
I still think he's a top 10 quarterback.
So do I.
Drew said, I don't like Lamar either. I'd rather keep Jones. Oh, no. Yeah. For the stupid expensive money, because at least Jones can throw a bit. Okay, in a one-on-one, Lamar Jackson is better than Jones, but giving up 2 first-round picks, I'm not enamored with the idea of that.
Whenever I think of Daniel Jones, I just remember him tripping and falling in the open field on that touchdown run that he was supposed to have. That's all I remember Daniel Jones for, and that's, I think, all I'll ever remember him for. Unless he wins a Super Bowl or something great, always remember him tripping and falling in the open field.
Like Mark Sanchez in the butt fumble.
Yes, exactly.
Got a comment here. Drew L says here, I hope the Knicks win tonight so I can see James Drops do a what happened to the Celtics.
It's close
Happened. Yeah. Shay says here, who do you guys think is going to win the WBC?
World Baseball Classic.
The World Baseball Classic. And who do you want to win?
Honestly, I don't pay attention to the World Baseball Classic.
Neither do I.
You probably one of the Latin American teams are going to win if I was going to make a prediction.
Dominican Republic.
Okay.
I'm just throwing a name out there. I know they're usually really good.
TJ might be the biggest Lamar Jackson, Daniel Jones hater I've ever met. I wonder what Jalen Hurts would look like without A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, and what Daniel Jones would look like with those players.
And the same thing with Lamar.
He has Mark Andrews to throw to, and that's it.
And Mark Andrews was injured most of the year this year. He was a shell of what he was last year.
Drill said the Jets are going to get Carr. Rodgers will be the Vegas.
Well, the Jets told Derek Carr that if he comes there, they're going to win a Super Bowl, and he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
James F. said, I'd take Derek Carr over Lamar Jackson because Carr is more durable.
Carr's what, 32?
He's not a long-term option. Neither of them are long-term options, though. Brett W. says, trade Bailey to the Giants for an autographed Michael Strahan jersey. And let him be their quarterback because he's so smart.
You're going to have to throw in more than Josh Bailey to get an autographed Strahan jersey.
Shit. Okay, I'll give you Holmstrom, and that's it. That's the most I'm willing to go. Josh Bailey and Holmstrom for Michael Strahan signed jersey.
Okay, that's fine.
James F. said here, I eat my pancakes with butter, no syrup. I've been eating them like that since I was a kid.
Ooh.
I mix it up. I do that sometimes, and then sometimes I'll put syrup on there. It just depends.
You got to have, okay, you put syrup on. You can't not have syrup.
There are sometimes I do not eat pancakes with syrup.
The warden doesn't use syrup on her pancakes.
Nope, she does not.
Eats them dry.
Eats them with butter.
Just a little bit of butter.
Sweet Home UBS Arena. Oh, shit. Well, Sweet Home Alabama. And Peter Kochekov. There it is. Thank you, Rain. Bro, goalies can't selly after a goal they scored. That's bad. Let Kocheka selly goalie never score goals anyway.
You know what? I don't have really an issue with goaltenders celebrating because How often? It's like an offensive lineman scoring a touchdown.
Yeah.
How often does that happen?
Not often.
Or like a defensive lineman scoring a touchdown.
Well, defensive
Like
lineman.
defensive back Cooper taking a pick 6 for a touchdown.
Defensive back
DB
Cooper.
Brett W says here, he's a nephew of the Hanson brothers. TJ, name the movie. I don't know. I don't even know what that is.
What's the name? What
Hanson
movie?
Brothers or Slapshot?
Slapshot, but yeah, what?
Yeah, Slapshot. I think the movie Slapshot's what he's going for.
Okay. TJ, can you pull up the video of PK Subban talking with Stephen A. Smith talking about hockey? Oh gosh.
It must have been a short conversation.
All I know is the puck is black.
So Stephen A. either didn't get much out of the conversation, or maybe PK Subban didn't know enough about hockey to inform Stephen A. Smith.
No, that's not it. Come on, Grumpy. Drew L. Grumpy.
The Islanders cul-de-sac crew would zap all of that moxie out of Peter.
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 Shea Grumpy.
He got suspended 5 games and fined. He said he was thinking, and if he would do it again, he would miss. It would be 10-10. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Just from 8 months ago. Hold on. There's a lot of these. Oh, if somebody has the exact one that it is, I'll be able to pull it up, hopefully. Hold on a second. Maybe this is it. I'm trying to see here.
Calm down. I was having a good time, having fun. Gary Bettman is my friend, okay? Relax, y'all. Relax. I understand the Rangers are all that, but they got a championship since 1994. It's them damn Knicks that haven't won since 1973. I'm sure you can understand why I'm aching a little bit more for the Knicks than the Rangers, okay? Mark Messier erased that 40-year-old.
Pause it.
All right?
Pause it. Okay. The question was, who will be the next New York team to win a championship? It wasn't who do you want to win a championship. So Stephen A's being a lying piece of shit dust right now, and he prides himself on being, that's not what he is. He's absolutely trying to change the conversation right now. The question that Molly Queeram asked him was, which New York team will be the first one to win a championship? And whoever it was, Michael Kay, said the Rangers, and he said, no.
We're not talking about. I said we're not talking about hockey. All I think I know is that the puck is black. Is what Stephen A. said.
So don't try to change it and say who you're rooting for. Don't say that.
I love Stephen A. though. He's funny.
That's just when he dresses up in the cowboy hat.
Oh my God! I used to love when he used to rag on Skip Bayless. Oh man, that was great. When he rags on Cowboy fans, sorry, Sean Woodha, but when he rags on the Cowboy fans, it's hilarious. Oh, absolutely great. It's like it's that time of the year again. Oh man, here you go, Grumpy. Drew L.
All I wanted to say is Marcus Smart is one flopping little bitch. It's what NBA players do when they can't do one thing, which is score the ball. He's not a great scorer. He's a glue guy. That's what he is. He thinks he's better than he really is.
Now, we were late to the party on this one, but I do want to pop it up. We had mentioned it at the top, right? Pat McAfee being sued in the McAfee show, being sued by Brett Favre. I'll let you listen to it.
Coming up in conversation in my life these days. I'm getting sued by Brett Favre.
What?
Yeah, we made it, boys. Hey,
You arrived.
take a bow.
This guy's a jerk, by the way.
These are
Hold on, you don't like Pat McAfee?
No. I think he's a moron. He's a moron.
X, please
He's
tell
another,
me. you like Pat
he's another one of those guys that, no, sorry.
Okay,
Zero.
no. I want you to articulate why you don't like him.
He was a freaking punter, and now he's a shameless self-promoter. Stop. He wasn't even he might want to pass himself off as a former football player. He was a punter. Okay.
If you listen to him, he's very open and honest about that, and he's very funny. And like the people he brings on are just open conversations.
I like his takes on stuff.
And you want what else? You know who his best buddy is?
AJ Hawk.
No, it's that douchebag Aaron Rodgers.
He does have
AJ
Aaron
Hawkins as co-host. Yeah, but they again,
He's
that's
talking
where they have that
SEO.
connection with Aaron Rodgers. That's where they have that connection with Aaron Rodgers. AJ Hawk and him played together for how many years?
No, I don't like him.
Why not, Grump?
I just told you why.
Self-promoter. That's what
He's
it
a
is.
shameless self. You know, I hate those shameless self promoters. They put. I don't like any of them.
Okay, I like him. You and I disagree. That's fine.
Our drinks.
And he dresses like an idiot.
Sure.
When we started this little show in the
It's the
basement of a
look at all
house
those
that
morons
certainly
he's got with them. What are they? The Jabroni crew? What's their name?
Why don't you wait, Grumpy?
Was
AJ
haunted.
Hawk is one of those jabronis.
and the mics rarely worked, and we talked for an hour and a half on numerous occasions and found out that we weren't recording. This show has grown so much that we're lucky to be live from Radio Row. We're lucky to have a little bit of say in sports. We're thankful that we have the opportunity every day to be a part of the sports media world. And I guess whenever you get a little bit too big, you fly a little bit too close to the sun.
That's right.
Oh my God! Now he's stealing other
Get
people's
sued alongside
lines.
Shannon Sharp and an auditor from Mississippi by Brett fucking Favre.
Wow. Man.
Brett Favre suing me in a defamation lawsuit saying I defamed his name to try to earn a profit. With this, obviously, I believe comes discovery and depositions and all these other things. So I would like to let the New York lawyers that wrote me 2 letters before this thing got announced. First letter was, we would like you to go back and erase every single video that has Brett Favre's name mentioned in it from your YouTube library, your Twitter library, and everything else. This is a warning shot pretty much.
Huh.
So I looked at that. I said, that is hilarious. Of course, we're not doing that. Put that down, move on with my life. Then a few days later, just a few days ago, actually, you have until Wednesday, okay, this Super Bowl week, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time to issue a public apology to Brett Favre and also to erase all of the video in your catalog that involve Brett Favre's name. That is 8:30 Wednesday. So my wife read that to me because I was here. She was not here yet. And I immediately started laughing because my wife understands I'm one of the worst apologizers in history. It's tough to get me to do it. It is.
So hold on. Yeah, okay. How do you not like him, Grumpy?
You need to get Grump some Pat McAfee.
I can't listen to this clown. Okay, I kept. I'm like, how long is this torture going to go on? It was on for 2 minutes. It felt like it was on for an hour and a half. I could not,
stop.
Seriously, I could not listen. He's a buffoon. He's a buffoon. I can't listen to this guy.
Stop, Grumpy. Stop.
Can't listen to him. Sorry.
Okay, let me. The reason I'm bringing this up too, it's like it's just like ancient news over here. But how bad of a look is that for Brett Favre?
Well, maybe he doesn't think he did anything wrong in that other case. I don't know what this guy said about him. It's
He's
in
been
connection
talking
with
about
that.
the case before. He's been talking the same way we talk about the case, where it does not look good that you're allocating funds and the text messages that were leaked do not look good for Brett Favre.
How often did we talk about it?
Once or twice.
Okay. I bet you this guy's talked about it quite a bit.
Who cares?
Well, maybe that's why he's looking at defamation. I don't think we said Brett Favre was guilty or innocent. I don't believe we said that, did we?
I have no idea.
I don't
Oh my
believe
God,
that.
Brett Favre just got an inbound email. Brett Favre is suing the TJ and the Grumpy Old Man show.
Well, he's not getting anything from us. No.
I'm just saying, like those two media personalities, like Brett Favre, man, it's just dumb to do that. I feel like it's so stupid to do that.
And Shannon Sharp as well. Here's the thing.
Brett Favre is more connected with the pulse of the people than Shannon Sharp is. Shannon Sharp has the show right on First Take on Fox Sports. This is a guy who is in touch with the people, one with the people, and has a huge internet following. Right? It's not good for your look. Brett Favre used to be known back in the day as America's sweetheart. Would you not say that, Grump?
Can you pull this guy's face off so I don't have to look at it?
Now, what's worse, Pat McAfee's face or the mayonnaise in the coffee?
His face looks like mayonnaise in coffee.
Oh, stop, Grumpy. Come on.
He's seriously, he's unlistenable too. He's unlistenable too. Sorry. I can't. He's a clown. Like I said, I can't. I've seen little clippets. He wears the little shirts that TJ wears on the podcast sometimes. He stands up a lot. I'm just like, I can't watch this guy. And I certainly can't listen to him. The only time I listen to him is when he talked to Rodgers that one time where I listened to it because Roger did most of the talking. This guy's a clown.
Dude, Grumpy. Okay, do you want to listen to more of him? Is that what it is
No,
that you're asking
I
for?
don't. That was a torturous 2 minutes and 5 seconds.
Okay, Grumpy. We'll put that off there. Yes, I thought that was a very odd. I don't think it's a good look for Favre, but you don't mind that thing, Grumpy, too much.
Which thing?
You don't think it's a bad look for him?
I don't know what this guy was saying about him. I'm not saying he's going to win the case, but when you're going after somebody, oh my God.
You said it was worse.
TJ thought he would make it a little bit better for you. That's all.
If Pat McAfee was that bad, he was human mayonnaise. Now you just saw both videos. What was worse, the coffee or listening to Pat McAfee speak?
There was no sound, so the mayonnaise one wasn't as bad because I could just turn my head and I didn't hear.
What happens if you heard like the squirting up?
Yeah, just the clumps of the mayonnaise hitting the coffee, just bloop, 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 like that.
Like when I had to listen to you two take a dump.
I don't even know how that got brought into it, but okay.
Clump, 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 clump.
Oh man,
my goodness.
So what's worse, Pat McAfee speaking or mayonnaise Will Levis?
They're both unacceptable.
I wonder what his teammates think about that shit. That's some weird stuff now.
Whose teammates?
Will Levis's teammates.
Oh, I don't know. I thought we moved past that.
Anyway, let's go ahead and get some more. Goom, Grumpy.
Son X, do you wear sunglasses at night?
I do not wear my sunglasses at
Oh, that's good. Very good, X. You know who couldn't have done that?
I know that song. What are you talking about?
Doesn't know that song. We had the little musical thing earlier today, and you got every single question wrong.
Oh,
we
stop.
fed you information, you still couldn't get it right.
You go, Grumpy. Good.
Says, don't forget, Tom Sizemore, that's right, was also romantically involved with Heidi Fleiss. Grumpy, explain to your children who Miss Heidi Fleiss was. She was like a high-priced madam in New York City. She was getting little escorts for big-time people. Heidi Fleiss.
Andrew said Detroit lost to Philly tonight.
TJ,
now that Detroit's lost tonight, and if we beat Buffalo on Tuesday, would you still think we would not make the postseason? Seeming that if you beat Buffalo, I don't think Detroit has any chance. I still think it's between the Islanders, the Penguins, the Ottawa Senators, the Buffalo Sabres. They say the Washington Capitals.
You did not say the Washington Capitals.
Those 5 teams.
I think
those 5 teams have chance.
For me, if you look at Ottawa's schedule, though, I don't think they have a shot. They're playing Boston, Carolina, Jersey, all the good teams in the East. That's going to be the end of them.
You said Washington?
I didn't say Washington.
Who does not have a chance?
Ottawa. Their schedule is just way too tough.
Okay. Yeah, I do hear that echo. Yes. I think that's Grumpy.
I think it is Grumpy as well.
Yes.
Whenever something goes wrong, it's my fault.
What that happens? You got that DSL dial-up internet.
That's okay, Grumpy. Gungood said, "Can Johnny Football be trusted?"
With buying your drugs and stuff, I think he can.
Oh God!
I think he actually changed. I don't think he's any more of a drug addict anymore.
Yeah.
What is he now?
Apparently, they're making a Netflix documentary about him, or they did already. I don't know.
Yes, I know that they were doing that. What, Grumpy? You're not excited about that?
I mean, haven't we seen that story already?
Well, you're about to see it again, except Netflix's version.
Maybe I want to see, Johnny, what does it feel? Do you feel like you had your life in the palm of your hands and you pissed it away? Was it all worth it? That's a question I want to hear the answer to.
Drew L says here, I will say, guys, in the combine, I was really disappointed with the Deontayvon Wicks. Dontavion, I'm sorry, Wicks, and Dante Demas. Those scouts in the initial scouting sites lied about their 40 times. Zay Flowers look good, though.
Yes, I was going to say Zay Flowers for the wide receiver group did look nice. He did look good. There was a little wide receiver, small kid from Houston who, can run like faster than the wind. He dropped a number of catchable passes.
Frank says here, I saw a headline from Top Shelf Hockey, but didn't watch videos. reads the NHL expansion in Houston and Atlanta. Did anybody hear about this? Great, more players fleeced us, or more players fleeced from us. Take Bailey.
Okay,
that's the way.
I could see Houston potentially getting an expansion team. Not Atlanta. They've had two failed attempts in Atlanta. You don't give them a third team. I'm sorry. I want expansion baseball in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's what I want.
There it is. Social media has destroyed society, especially young kids and people.
Absolutely.
Alexander says that was disgusting about that. Oh my God. Mayo is one way of using cream.
Ugh.
Oh my God. Mayo and coffee. He's perfect for the Raiders.
Ugh.
Oh my God, Grumpy. And don't forget, Stephon Marbury live streamed video of himself crying and eating Vaseline in 2009. Hold on, stop. Now that cannot be true.
Oh.
Holy shit here.
I mean, how bad talk about mismanaging your money. That guy's made more money in 1 year than I've made, a lot more than I've made my whole life. And he's resorted to eating Vaseline on the internet to make money. I'm sorry.
Is that what it was for? Was it for money?
Why else would you do something like that? Who goes around eating Vaseline?
Oh my God. Oh no.
Sounds like it's true. Ugh, I want to see that.
Hold on a second. I'm very interested. The Knicks take it to the Celtics. And TJ, did you see Randall's game winner the other night?
You know,
I
he
did not.
did not.
I did not. Let's put this up here on screen. Boom. Eating some Vaseline.
Oh God. What is he rested on his head?
Oh my God. I'm wondering what the hell's going on. I'm not here if he says anything.
Oh.
2009.
That's my theme song. You go hear that song every single day. Pass me that Vaseline.
Pass me that Vaseline.
Please. Thank you.
I can't watch this either.
It's only. Oh God.
That's a
commercial ad
Hold on.
too. I'm giving it to you for free right now.
Ugh.
Come see me. 10 million and up.
Ugh. Told you.
If you give me 50 million, I'll hold it like this all day.
Does he sound like he's drunk or something?
Sounds stoned or something. You know, here's the thing. You want to know what you used to use Vaseline for? When and this is going way back.
Sure. Yeah.
You used to put Vaseline on the end of a thermometer if you had to do a rectal thermometer for a child.
Maybe that's what he's doing. He's lubricating his organs.
He's lubricating.
Food can slide down.
It's gonna get to his ass sooner or later.
Let me tell you something. If he eats it off a thermometer, I'm gonna blow chunks right here.
Okay, well, let me just watch this.
Strawberry got the game on Smash. It's over. Cut the check.
Can you please fast forward to him eating it?
Strawberry.com.
It's got about 50.
I can't even understand what he's saying.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. It's about to
Where's
come up.
closed caption for the
It's
hearing
filmed on a
impaired?
potato. You can't even. It's so poorly filmed.
Okay. Here you go.
Cut the check.
Cut the check.
So look, I got a sore throat, right?
I got a sore throat.
So
I heard that's a cure-all.
Vaseline, it helps cure sore throats these days.
I heard.
Back in 2009.
my man, my little brother Hassan, he told me that his grandmother, who's almost 100 years old, told him when you can't get your voice back, take some Vaseline and swallow it. And it'll help you.
Have we not seen enough of this already?
God.
Jesus Christ.
On another note, St. Louis had their first home game in MLS soccer, and they beat Charlotte FC 3-1.
That's how you freaking sum that up? Okay, X, hold on. Are we not going to talk about him eating? Grumpy, come on. I need your attention. Did you know?
I can't. You're going to put any more of that gross shit up there? I can't watch it. Just can't.
Grumpy, What's wrong, Grumpy? You've seen a few things today.
It's
Mayonnaise and coffee and eating Vaseline, Grumpy. It's an old secret, Grumpy. It's told from a 100-year-old healthy grandmother. When you're feeling sick and your throat's a little raspy, when you're feeling sick on the podcast, damn it, all you need to do was eat some Vaseline and you would have been operating at 100%.
Guess what? Grandma punked Stephon Marbury. That's what happened.
Oh man, good.
If grandma was there right now, he'd go like this. He'd bap him in the back of the head. Boy, you dumbass. That's what she'd say.
What's up, D-Cut? How are you? You know, Karl Malone was really good at forcing his shots on and off the court, too.
I don't know about that. I know he's a damn good basketball player, though.
Nice shirt, Grumpy.
Nice Thor shirt. Thank you, D-Cut.
Welcome.
By the way, did you see the news on Ja Morant? Yeah, apparently he's being investigated for pulling a gun out after playing some pickup basketball game or something like that.
Yeah, they said the dynamic duo is going to be Ja Morant and Patrick Mahomes' brother dominating in the I don't remember what
California Penal League.
Yeah, what prison they listed, but yeah. They're going to be dominating there and pick up basketball games.
I don't understand the thought process with these guys. I just don't. Why? First of all, why are you taking a gun to a pickup? Why are you playing a pickup basketball game in season? You make how much money to play professionally? Why would you play a pickup game? Isn't that in violation of your contract? I know they only want you to do so much stuff, but it's like, what? Why are you bringing a gun to a pickup basketball game?
So no, I'm sorry. This was apparently, maybe this is something else. Again, like this has to be something. Apparently, he showed the gun on his Instagram feed, and he missed tonight's game.
I think he was suspended at least 2 games from the team, is what I heard.
Yes. I thought he did something with the pickup game earlier on this summer too. He's being investigated about, but yeah, he apparently showed his gun on Instagram live feed this morning, early in the morning, and he was.
I don't know if you can find it, but they made a meme of him with the 8 Mile diss track on there, like when Eminem's dissing. I don't remember who it was, but they put all of Ja Morant stuff on there.
Hold on a second. Here it is. I'll pull up the video. I mean, like, not smart. It's like, okay, it's not Plexico Burress shooting himself in the club dumb, but it's not smart. Okay, at least he didn't fire the firearm and shoot himself, right? I mean, it's tough to see to begin with, too.
Where's his shirt?
He's shirtless, baby.
It's to show off his tattoos and chains.
Oh, so that was a little gun. We saw it there for a second. This is the freeze frame of him with the gun.
Okay. Now,
it's tough to see. It's very tough to see.
I don't think he should be suspended for that.
I mean, I don't think it's illegal for them. I mean, if it's possessed legally, he just owns a firearm.
But how dumb is he? I mean, his IQ's got to be what? 60? Because I mean, think about how dumb you have to be to do something like that. Just dumb.
I've never had the inkling ever to say, let me do an Instagram live and let me go ahead and brandish some sort of firearm to let people know, yeah, I've got guns. I don't understand it. Anyway,
I don't understand how these guys are so dumb.
Now, see, if he was pulling it on somebody, that would be something different. But I mean, if he's just, I don't know. Yeah, I agree. I don't think he
should. Says he seems high/drunk all the time, Ja Morant. And Jackson Mahomes is trying hard to convince people he's not gay. We all know he is.
Maybe that's what
he's being gay, but that's just, Jackson Mahomes is doing by sexually assaulting women.
Okay, no, how it should have read was, he wanted to convince you, not that there's anything wrong with that. That's from Seinfeld, by the way.
Oh.
But here's the thing. Maybe that's what he's going to use as defense. Well, I'm gay, so I was just saying hello.
So this is not the first time. So I was right. Ja Morant did go ahead and get in trouble this offseason in the summer. He allegedly flashed a gun at a teenager after a pickup basketball fight.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's an issue.
That happened 4 days ago. And then, okay, in light of this news being broken on March the 1st, March the 4th, he was out there brandishing his gun on an Instagram live video.
He's dumb.
He said the story it broke the story in January that Morant is accused of punching a 17-year-old boy after getting into an argument during a game at Ja's residence in Tennessee. which resulted in a lawsuit being filed in September. According to documents, the boy claimed he accidentally hit Ja in the face after throwing a ball in his direction, and the all-star guard retaliated by hitting him in the face with a closed fist and knocking him to the ground, which resulted in a large knot on his head, blah, blah, blah. No pictures of him.
It's assault of a minor.
Yeah. Anyway.
He's dumb. He's just dumb.
You got to mature. Got to mature up, buddy. Now you're 23 years old, but you got to grow up a bit.
Grow up. Dumb.
D-Cut says, Sunday nights suck. LOL. Yeah, it's true. Get ready for work. Woohoo! Who's not excited about Monday on work?
Sunday nights don't bother me too much.
Oh, you grumpy retired man. Jackson Mahomes also constantly touches his junk in TikToks like WTF.
That is also true.
He's probably a dashing guy too.
D-Cut says, fire TJ, hire D-Cut. Frank says, I don't want Lamar either.
I don't get that. I got to say, I don't understand that thought process.
Right there with you, baby. Drew L says, thank you, Shay. Mayo and coffee. I've heard of butter coffee, but not mayo. People put butter in coffee too.
Oh, yeah, I've never heard of butter and coffee. Mayo. Ugh.
All right.
Neither of them,
Let's
honestly.
just kind of pass on that.
Grumpy. Grandpa sicko mode. TJ, I didn't recognize you with sleeves on.
Oh, good one, D-Cut.
I know. Look at me. Professional. I got the sleeves on. This is your brain on mayo coffee. Any questions? God. My bad. I meant Jim Montgomery.
Okay, Jeremy
Jacobs. Okay, gotcha.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought he was driving at. And I was going to say, is he? And you said, Jay Jenkins. I thought Jeremy Jacobs also, but okay, we got it. Thank you, JP.
Frank says here, I take Hurts over Lamar Jackson in a heartbeat. Goon says, good night, sleep tight, and don't let Lou Lamoriello bite.
Well, he puts his teeth in a glass at night, so he just gum you to death.
Oh, God, there you go. And don't let Lou puts his teeth in a glass at night. Drew L said, yeah, Grumpy and Son X. I'm with you. TJ doesn't know quarterback valuations if it whacked him in the face. Drew, here's the thing. I'm never wrong on quarterback valuations. Never, ever, Drew. Never wrong. Zero wrong quarterback valuations. D-Cut says, if you take a quarterback for the next 7 to 10 years, would you take Herbert or Lawrence? Lawrence. I think they're both good, but Lawrence.
I think Herbert
good.
I think Herbert is being hurt by Brandon Staley being his head coach. I think that's the biggest issue. His development is stagnated, where I think Lawrence, with Doug Peterson as head coach, you're seeing him take off in 1 year. I think they're both going to be great, but I'd probably take Lawrence too.
Yeah, I think Jags are going to be a playoff contender for years to come.
Yeah, and I mean they get Christian Kirk back. I think you mentioned it too, Grumpy. That's big.
Well, no, Calvin Ridley.
I'm sorry, Calvin Ridley. That's right. Yeah. A bull crap. The Jets don't have little brother complex. Only Giants fan believe that bullshit, says
Not
Frank.
True. Not true.
It's tied at 104 apiece with 4 minutes left.
Yeah, it's wild. We're in double overtime now, actually.
Oh, shit. How do you know that, X?
I got the game on.
Ah, there you go. You got the game on there. We got a comment here. From Drew Ellis says, I don't care for the Nets.
I don't think Brooklyn does either.
Apex Legend says here, that corn syrup, Aunt Jemima syrup is trash. If it isn't organic maple syrup, it sucks.
Yeah, the good old days.
I do like Aunt Jemima. It's now called Pearl Mill Company or some shit like that. Honestly, I liked it better when it had the name, and I liked Aunt Jemima on it. There's something that felt comfortable about Aunt Jemima. That smiling face was like, ooh, that's some nice syrup. That's still good syrup, though. No doubt about
it. We use Log Cabin.
Log Cabin.
On our lumberjack flapjacks.
Log Cabin is too, it's too
tasty.
Yeah, Log Cabin's delicious.
Oh. No, Aunt Jemima's is better. Pearl Mill Company is better. Whatever the hell that's called.
Cabin.
Log Cabin. You heard from X.
Aunt Jemima. Anyway, what kind of position is long snapper? What a fake position. get paid just throwing the ball through your legs and kind of jogging downfield.
That's it.
And that was the cushiest position there was. We were always jealous of the long snappers. They didn't even have to worry about the Grump.
Think about it now. You're not even allowed to hit the long snapper. You can't hit him when he snaps the ball. So it's even easier now.
Got here. D-Cut saying, Son X, were you told that you were an elite hoops? Oh, I'm sorry. Good, Grumpy.
We were told that you were an elite hoops player. He was a good baseball player, not basketball.
Oh yeah, I was awful at basketball. Hell, I couldn't even hit a layup. I was really bad.
Good gracious.
I was good at defense and passing the ball though, but I could not shoot. Nope.
Grumpy keeps pronouncing Kareem. It's Querim.
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 I always call it Querim. Molly Querim. I don't even know. I don't even know how to pronounce her last name. That's what I call her.
Got a comment
Pancakes, French toast, or Belgian waffles for breakfast. Go ahead.
We'll let TJ go first since he is the food connoisseur.
Can I guess TJ's? All is not an option. All the above is not an option. So pick one.
Shit, that's tough.
X.
All three. I do like all of the above. I'm going all the above.
Belgian waffles, if they're made right, are absolutely phenomenal. If they have a little bit of like sugar in there, they're so good.
Pancakes.
Burnt pancakes. Make sure you let everybody know. Burnt.
They got to be cooked. They got to be cooked, not burnt.
You could just take a piece of
I don't
charcoal.
like them burnt. I don't like them burnt. They have to be cooked.
Put it on his plate. There you go.
I do like all three. French toast, but all three are great. I like them all. I'll tell you. D-Cut says Brett Favre's not a dick. He's three dicks. And Brett Favre's something else.
Okay.
Brett Favre, all he's done since he's left and stopped playing football was continue to continue to destroy his own name, to be quite honest. That's the sad truth of it.
I don't know.
Drew L. I mean, remember the dick pics he was sending to Green Bay members or Green Bay staffers? You remember that?
No, it was New York Jets. Jen something.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
I think he was still playing at the time. It's a long time ago.
He's done a lot of dumb shit. A lot of really dumb things. Grumpy, soon we'll be listening to the JJ Watt podcast.
That I guarantee you that will not happen.
I don't like JJ Watt. I do like Pat McAfee though.
I think they both suck.
Oh.
They're both shameless self-promoters. Sorry.
Okay, focus. That loser Favre is suing Pat. He could counter sue. Who the hell knows? Shay says here, none of the above cut an omelet.
None of the above.
D-cut, I'm sorry. An omelet with a fried onion and broccoli on, a Thomas English muffin with avocado on the bread, and then an egg on top is the most superior breakfast.
Ugh. Look, throw a little mayo in there too, right?
Thank God Randall hit both free throws. Now we just got to get a stop. They meant caramelized onion, not fried. D-Cut says Pat McAfee's a clown. It's a generational thing, Grump.
Yep.
These millennials and Gen Zs like TJ and X like these type of self-promoting jerks. Our country's in trouble.
I couldn't have said any better, D-Cut. You're 100%.
D-Cut's just pandering to Grumpy's thoughts.
No, that's the truth.
Frank says here, Pat McAfee's okay. Grumpy old man, he's huge, man.
I don't care.
Just keep focusing on your hatred on Pat, but it's pathetic. He's getting sued, or that Brett Favre is suing Pat McAfee. Yeah.
I don't, like I said, I don't know what Pat McAfee said about him. If it was a one-time thing, I don't know what he's doing.
James F. said Pat McAfee should be hosting The View instead.
That's all you need to hear. That's all I need to hear.
Grumpy. Now he agrees.
Talk about an unwatchable show, The View.
Fuck. Now I got a few things I want to show you. Oh, this is one thing from the 40, from the draft combine before I move along.
Can you move it a little faster?
Here you go. Oh
my God.
Man.
It
blew a hammy. I'm like, the poster does make a point. He's like, why the hell are offensive linemen running a full 40-yard dash?
I mean,
when the hell is an O-lineman running 40 yards?
Like I said, the 10-yard split, yes.
It's important.
Yes.
Or even 20 yards, right? When the hell is an offensive lineman going to run 40 freaking yards? Okay.
When's an offensive lineman running 20 yards?
That's unless maybe on a screen. Maybe
you know what the sad thing is?
20 yards on the screen?
The sad thing is he blew out his hamstring and he ran a better time than he did on his first one. That's what
You're right, though, too. It's a sad thing.
Uh,
Imagine if he didn't blow his hamstring out. He probably wouldn't run a 4-something. Boom. Because his last 2 or 3 steps, he's over there yanking the hamstring.
I'm just happy it was just his hamstring. He didn't like really seriously injure himself.
yeah.
Okay.
You never want to.
I do want to talk about this. Now, I'm not sure if you guys happen to see this. Now, this was called Strike 3, You're Out. I'll let you watch. This is another of these spring training games. I'll let you watch this here.
Dominguez also hit a
Where's
home
the
run.
clock?
You don't see it in this viewpoint. Up. You're out.
What?
He didn't get up quick enough in the box.
Okay, but he wasn't even on the. He wasn't even at the.
So
he
the
wasn't
way this
even
is
in the
written
rubber.
right now, even if the pitcher's not on the rubber, the batter still has to be ready within time.
See, to me, that's horseshit.
The rules need to be structured a little different because that was called out. He was not even on the rubber.
As soon as-
He was called
yeah.
out.
As soon as he got to the rubber, he's there ready to go.
I think it's ridiculous. They've swung too far in the one direction.
He's watching. Here's the thing, and X, you can tell us. You get stale if you're just standing in the box that long. As soon as he goes to the mound, as soon as he goes to the rubber, he's in there. That's horseshit. That's terrible.
You're going to see a lot of pitchers take advantage of that.
Yep. I'm going to wait till the last second possible. I'm going to walk in, and then I'm just going to throw the freaking ball.
I'm going to wait with like 5 seconds left on my clock, make the guy stand there the entire time, and then I'm just going to go in.
Okay, here's the thing. He wasn't even close to throwing.
No, he wasn't on the rubber.
And he had 2 seconds left to go on the 14-second
He's
clock.
cleaning off his spikes. He's tossing the ball in his glove. Watch, he grabs the rosin bag. It's like, okay, toss it down.
Bam.
Yeah.
They're both ready at the same time.
Yeah. That's when he steps
terrible.
in, is when he steps on the rubber. Yeah.
Terrible.
I did want to show you this.
Oh,
Now,
this guy
this
looks like another idiot.
Taylor Lewan. I know you don't like him too, but this is I'm going to play this video for you.
All right, I'll
and
just
this
listen.
shit happens so often.
I just don't
more
like
often
how he
than you
looks.
think. But I'll let you listen to it. And my God, I'll let you listen. That's all.
I have a personal question for you. Yep. My senior year of high school.
Yep. So I'm sorry. Let me paint the picture. He has an old teacher of his that he has brought on his show, his podcast, Grumpy and X.
An
And
old
this is
teacher.
an old teacher of his in high school. That's correct. I'll let you listen here.
I have a personal question for you.
Yep.
My senior year of high school.
Yep.
I had a 35% in my Spanish class. I told you I was not going to go take the final. I'm going to have to go work construction. And you were like, just go take the test. And I took the test and I put C for every single answer and I got a 75 in the class.
That's his teacher?
How did that happen?
His teacher's over there just laughing around with it. I'll let you continue to listen.
These are old jobs. Remember, this is
These are old
this
jobs.
is a long
Statute
time
of
ago.
limitations.
Long ago. I don't remember how it all went down. I do remember. I'll digress a little bit. I do remember when you came into Chaparral and first seeing that transcript that was put across my desk.
1.6 GPA.
And it was just brutal. You want to
Yeah.
talk about just beat up. I
Buddy.
mean, like, I wondered if he actually went to school for the first 2 years because there was just it's littered with F's.
Dude, it was so
It was
bad.
basically Taylor Lewan your assignment as he.
Oh
comes in.
yes. Oh
Well, were
yeah.
you really?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to turn this into like a podcast about me, but I do want to learn more about my childhood with you. I have a personal question.
So he had a 35% before he went into his Spanish final, put down C for every single answer and left the class with a 75%.
I'm guessing the professor went ahead and made C the correct answer on that test.
I'm an athlete. I'm
That's
a big
exactly
time
what it is.
athlete.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
I bent and broke the rules for you to move you along to college so you can make your way to the NFL.
I think he owes that teacher a shitload of money.
Sure.
He's responsible for his career.
Teachers do a disservice to these kids too. Here's the thing though. It's like, trust me, it's not like the teacher said, oh, I'm going to go rogue and do this shit. He's getting pressured by the coaches, I'm sure, and administration because our team wins games and we need to be able to have him eligible to play and all this other type of shit. He's going to go to Michigan. This is going to be big for our school, all this other type of crap. It's good to help recruit players. It's just, this type of crap happens in college. It happens in high school. It happens even in middle school.
Why do you? Oh, I'll let you finish. Sorry.
Go ahead, Grunt. No, go ahead, X. I was about to say it happens all the time where people just get passed through where it's like, hey, he can play football well. He could do this sport well. We have to keep moving him along.
Why do you think a majority of these athletes have issues off the field all the time? Either a lot of the athletes who make tons of money go broke, or a lot of these athletes have issues with the law off the field or off the court. It's because they're never told no.
Yep.
They never have any repercussions for what they do. It's okay. Well, I failed all my classes. I didn't try or anything, and I still get passed along.
Yeah.
No repercussions.
Grumpy, what are your thoughts on this, Grumpy? I really thought you were going to have some sort of reaction to
I
it.
was waiting for X to finish speaking, if that's okay. I give people the leeway to talk when I have no problem with that.
You're just too busy watching things. Continue, Grumpy.
For myself, why would he actually come out and talk about this? I could tell you stories that I've heard from before you were born, from people who went to school with big-time college athletes, and they never went to class. They had someone take all their tests for them. We have already talked about North Carolina University and their, no-show A classes that they have. And that's why I always say, you shouldn't give money to kids to go to school. I almost think like colleges should be like the farm system. If you want to, instead of the NIL, we'll give you money where you can either apply to your college education, or you could just put it in your pocket and just play on our intramural team, whatever the team is.
Well, I think what you were having was in basketball, you had a lot of kids who were like, that's fine. I'll just go overseas and play and make a couple $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 playing overseas.
Or go to the G League.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what they do now instead of go to college.
Well, that's why I think they added the NILs, because they were losing a lot of that top tier talent for the NCAA.
And it's only a matter of time before it happens to football.
And football. Yeah.
So they said, ooh, gotcha. We're going to miss out on money that way.
Football's different. Football's
popular overseas. Think about how many of those London games in Germany.
They wouldn't be played overseas. They'd be played here locally.
They could
it'd be like an extension, like one step above high school.
Yeah,
so you're seeing the best of the best.
I don't think it works for football. Basketball is just so individual. I don't think it works for football.
If there's money to be had, it will always work. But this, I had a 35 in the class, and he ended with a 75 grade point average. You think about it, right? It's impossible. Even if, let's say, 50% was the midterm and 50% was the final, he walked in it with a 35 and he left with a 75. You got a 40-point bump. It's not even like, hey, if I scored 100, I needed 100 and freaking 20% on my final in order to bump that up, my grade in that class up 40 points. It was a 50-50 split.
He didn't talk about what percentage of it was the final as opposed to the whole class.
Well, that's my point. It's impossible. It's impossible in order to go ahead and do it, is my point.
Unless the final counted for, 80% of your grade or 90% of your grade.
And C was a hell of a guess that day, I guess, too.
There you go.
So, I don't know. I figured you were going to have some sort of reaction, Grumpy.
Another dipshit. Do I like to even watch stuff like that?
Yes, usually you do. You have a freaking apoplectic.
Yeah, you know what? How many of those you throw at me today? It's all like the litany, like the Hall of Fame for shitheads that you're putting up here.
I figured you're going to enjoy some of this stuff, Grump. I didn't obviously play.
One is okay, but 1,000. Oh, here's John Lynch.
I'll let you listen to this. Now, this is one. Grumpy, I'm expecting you to. I need your full attention during this 26-second clip. I'm expecting you're going to like it.
Roll it.
Doing really well.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
When you ask someone about their relationship and they touch their face, it's not going too well. Go ahead, ask me how it's going with somebody.
He's doing really well.
And the higher up on the face you go, the worse the relationship is getting. It's like, pretty good. Not bad. I got to get up.
He's doing really well.
Asking
about
that?
Yeah, I saw it.
When you ask someone about their relationship and they touch their face.
Who was he talking about?
Trey Lance. He was talking about Trey Lance.
Oh,
How's Trey Lance doing? He's doing really well. He's scratching the top of his head. I figured you get a kick out of that for the old sign.
I absolutely get a kick out of that.
Okay, Grumpy. Well, we went 1 for 2 with things I prepped today.
Happy Grumpy.
Grumpy. Grumpy was not happy before the show either. Actually, you can agree with that.
No, he was not.
No, I was fine, actually. The more I thought about it, it worked out for the way that it had to work out.
Grumpy had a short-term reaction where he was not very happy.
It's okay because I'm going to play it into my favor.
Send out the link.
Oh, he's going to play it into his favor. Jesus Christ. Oh, no. Okay. Anyway.
Mastermind manipulating his plan.
Oh, freak. Anyway.
Hey, my name isn't Stephon Marbury. or Taylor Lewand or Pat McAfee. I got a brain.
You got some Vaseline upstairs.
Or Jackson Mahomes.
Those are all the things I prepped. But let's get back to some more comments here. Overtime in Boston. I think double overtime now. DJ, you are echoing. Ah, crap. Well, hopefully that's
Thank you.
out. Grumpy's hatred for Pat McAfee's causing the echoing. Thereby, there it is. Grumpy, TJ owes you a public apology regarding the disrespect he showed you last night.
I agree.
No.
Let's hear it, TJ.
Oh, I'm so sorry, grumpy old man. How will you ever forgive me, please?
Change the camera angle, get on your hands and knees, and say, Grumpy, you are
please, I'm on my hands.
So disingenuous.
You are the master of the podcast. You are the master.
There it is. You're the master of the podcast, Grump. There it is. You're the master. I'm on my hands and knees. Forgive me.
No.
Anyway,
Julius Randle knocked over Tom Thibodeau during his game winner. It was hilarious. So I guess the Knicks won then.
This is worse than TJ eating moldy food. The mayo, I think. Nick D says here, TJ, Son X, Grumpy, how you doing tonight? What's worse, swallowing Vaseline? Oh, maybe that's the Vaseline part. What's worse, swallowing Vaseline or eating dried up shit? A shit like Steve-O did in Jackass 2. It's worse to eat shit.
Yeah, it's definitely worse to eat shit.
I remember when this used to be a nice podcast about sports.
And look what it's become. Look what you've made this, Son X.
I'm sorry.
Not Son X.
Oh, man, oh, man. Here you go, Grumpy. Drew L.
He did the pickup game stuff. He also was rumored to be in a tinted out car and was flashing a gun at opposing players, although he was never hidden. Probably talking about John Morant. He's another jackass.
Drew L did send us so you can eat your words. Grumpy does a lot of this. Sometimes when he's wrong, he just says, I never said that. That's just a Grumpy special. Drew L says here, he said, so you can eat your words later on.
It's going to be Milwaukee or Boston. The answer is neither.
Both of them, Grumpy.
And they just beat Boston.
It's going to be Milwaukee
or Boston. They beat
So,
Boston.
hold on.
Double OT.
So you win one regular season game, and that equates to beating a team in a 7-game series.
Yeah.
Grumpy, what happened?
Oh, man. And TJ, check out Furious Pete. He eats a 750 milliliter jar of Nutella in 5 minutes.
We're not doing that.
That's like
as
what
much
was
as I
this
would put a
game?
smile on my face and it would gross Grumpy out. I'm
Here's
sure
the thing.
he's been tapped.
TJ, do that on your own time.
Oh, Grumpy. It's good. He's on YouTube too, Grump. Oh, man. If anything, this stuff gives me more respect for both Zion Williamson and J.R. Barrett.
RJ Barrett.
Or I'm sorry, RJ Barrett. Both grew up with the media around them, and they act like adults and working class professionals every single day. That's why Coach K is the best coach ever.
I agree.
I'm not going to give Coach K all the credit. They were raised right. Because, I mean, let me ask you a question. Would either one of you two morons run around shoving guns in people's faces and pick up games? I mean,
I would put Vaseline to cure my sore throat.
John Morant went to a private school.
Yes, he did.
Well,
yeah. Jewel says Baker Mayfield doesn't count. Don't worry, all the other predictions I've made that you'll be proven more and more correct every single year. And don't forget Evan Ingram on a franchise tag too.
I was surprised at that.
Jewel said, effing TV off, Son X.
Oh!
It was a good game. I had to watch.
Goodbye, you flopping son of a bitch, Marcus Smart. What a film saying, I'm going to do a bit of research on Linus Olmark. He's got to be something.
He's got to be on something.
Oh, he's got to be on something.
Probably.
It's a really good, grumpy old man. Don't hate until you've tried it. And I'm on my computer and I have Grammarly on it and it auto corrects everything
incorrectly.
Drew L said, damn, Son X, you didn't have to ruin that offensive lineman, that O lineman there. LOL. And Nick D said, Grumpy, how about some powdered egg stories? 80 Coke stories, 80 Coke stories, 80s Coke stories.
I don't like eggs, let alone powdered eggs. And I used to drink Coca-Cola back in the 80s, but I no longer do.
D-Cut.
Original Coke, not
Two
the new
liter a
Coke.
day keeps the doctor away, baby.
Here you go, Grumpy.
I watched the Murtaugh family documentary on Netflix today. Worth a watch. So many murders tied to this family in the last 7 years. I don't like. It's a documentary in the loosest sense of the word, where they have a certain agenda they push, and instead of reporting things accurately, they report or they post or they show you things that cover their point of view. Documentaries are not documentaries anymore, and it all started when Roger Moore started doing it back in the 80s. That's when they stopped being true documentaries. You just show the facts. That's what a documentary should be, not where you're pushing a narrative and using clips or snippets to prove your point.
All right, we've got here. Shay says here, I did that once at biology class. I was having such a shitty day. I filled up the same bubble, filled in the same bubble and got the test grade, or got the test grade. I got the worst, probably the best test grade. I'm sorry, I've ever gotten. In a
See,
test.
there you go.
Yep.
So it happens. He just picked the right bubble that day. Good for him.
I'm not sure if he picked the right bubble, Grumpy. I'm thinking there was something else a little bit more.
He thought in his head a C gets you the degrees. That's why he filled out all the C.
A C is what I need in this class, so 75 it is. Me too, Shay. I'm way worse than you. It was like TJ's reading ability and Grumpy Old Man's reading ability. Oh, God. Grumpy, you got lumped in with my
No. Once again, TJ just proved the point. It's like TJ's reading ability to Grumpy's reading ability.
No.
That's exactly what it says.
Frank meant to say that it was like our reading ability together.
Yes.
That's how life in schools with star athletes goes, TJ.
Yep.
And Drew L says, "Let's fucking go! 9 in a row. The Knicks can't be stopped. Can't be stopped. Boston, the Knicks. What happened? How does that go? X? I don't remember.
What happened? That's how it goes.
Okay. What happened? Okay. There is even American football leagues in Japan. Yes, Japan. There it is. We didn't even have Jalen Brunson. Too healthy. The Knicks to the NBA Finals.
Oh my
wow.
My God.
Oh my God is right.
Only time will tell.
What a film saying, great watching the show. Thanks, guys. Thanks there, Wood. Glad to see you back as always. D-Cut saying, Son X, do you sweat under that mask?
Yes. No. No, I don't.
Oh man. And let's see here. But I picked up something you said about the Nets as you argued with another audience member here a few podcasts ago. You said that the freaking POS loser motherfuckers who will call the little three. But most, man, there's a lot.
Suckers called them the big three. We're some of the best in history. LOL. Please, dude, stop.
Oh my God, there's definitely some curse words in there. Celtics, says Sean Wood. That's right.
Go to the comment right before that, please. Yes, TJ, grumpy old man is correct.
Incorrect.
You notice how he tried to skip over that?
Yeah, I know. It's like
that one's lost. That comment's been lost, guys.
The best thing that happened is when I identified that I could look at the comments. So TJ, he always used to pick just selected ones that makes the grumpy old man look good.
No, bullshit. Stop. I put up every comment. Please stop.
You're saying that TJ used to push a narrative.
That's right. That's what he does.
That's a load of shit. That's a load of shit. Anyway, Grumpy X, we're here at the end of the show. Let me ask you this, Grumpy, first. What do you want to say before we wrap things up?
I want to say love and laughter to everyone who listens, and even those who don't, from TJ, the grumpy old man, and Son X.
Son X, what do you want to say before we wrap things up?
Just want to thank everybody for coming out and listening, and hopefully you guys can get through the work week.
Hit the thumbs up button. Hit the like button. Apparently, it helps the algorithm.
There it is. That's true. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching and participating in the show today. We'll be live with you guys this Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, have a great week. Have a great start to the work week. Thank you again, Grumpy Old Man, and thank you, Son X.
My pleasure.
See you.